October. Fun time of the year in baseball. Lenny Dykstra will lead off against this veteran right-hander, Dennis Martinez. Martinez, 2.38 earned run average, fourth best in the National League. Lifetime against New York, he has won 6 and lost 6. The first pitch of the game to Lenny Dykstra, drags a bunt. He's an easy out. Bunted the ball of the air right back to Martinez. Funny thing, Dykstra up there trying to bunt his way on. He must have forgotten how well he has hit Martinez this year. He was 4 for 9, hit 2 home runs. He tries to bunt his way on.
I hope he had a sign.
1 out and nobody on. Probably one of the reasons Dykstra in the lineup today. They wanted to give Mookie a day off to rest, but also the way he has been hitting Martinez. 4 for 9, including 2 home runs. Now here's Wally Backman back in the lineup. And the breaking ball is inside and low. It is ball 1. Wally went out with a hamstring pull on the 27th of August, placed on the 15-day disabled list. At the time Wally went to the sidelines, his bat was red hot. He had hit .349 over the last 52 ball games. Swing and a miss, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wally is hitting .301 on the year. Greg Jeffries is hurting a little bit. Muscle spasms in the lower back, so he can certainly use a day off. And Mookie's been playing every day for over 3 weeks. He can use a day off. The pitch is taken low. It is 2 balls and a strike. The supporting cast for Dennis Martinez this afternoon: Andres Galarraga at first, Rex Hudler playing second, Luis Rivera at short, and Tim Wallach is at third. 2-1 delivery is inside and low, ball 3, 3-1. In the outfield, Tracy Jones at left. The center fielder is Otis Nixon, and around and right, yes, it is Mike Fitzgerald. Last time Mike played the outfield, he played it for the Tidewater Tides back in 1981. They like Mike's bat, but they know he can no longer throw people out due to that finger injury. And it's too high, ball 4. Wally is on with a walk. Veteran right-hander Dennis Martinez does not walk many. He has 137 Major League wins, 114 Major League losses. He has been struggling of late. He's lost 4 of his last 5. His last start, he got beat by St. Louis 1-0. Now Keith Hernandez, the hitter. Keith had a 2-run homer in last night's victory, a line shot just inside the foul pole in right field. Mets are hitting a ton of home runs on this road trip. Now Wally taking a lead at first base. Will Tejada is doing the catching for Montreal, and the pitch on the way is high. It is ball 1. Keith Hernandez hitting .278, 10 homers and 53 runs batted in. Mets now have 20 games to play. 13 home games at Shea and 7 on the road. 1 road trip remaining, a 6-game trip at the end of the next homestand. Throw to first is not in time. By the way, the magic number is now 14. And after this game is over today, the Mets are coming back to New York to play a 10-game homestand. Martinez off the stretch. Slider inside and low. 2 balls and no strikes. Keith Hernandez 1 for 5 this year against Dennis Martinez. Martinez this year against New York has won 1 and lost 3. One of the 3 losses, he lost to Bobby Ojeda in New York 1-0. Bobby tossed a 2-hitter. And Bobby, of course, is Martinez's bound opponent here this afternoon. 2-0 delivery. That's high and away, ball 3. Well, that's 7 in a row out of the strike zone now, thrown by Martinez. Darryl Strawberry is the on-deck hitter. Now we'll see if Keith has a green light here. Wally on first, the pitch on the way. Strike called on the outside corner, 3-1. Sam Perlazzo coaching third. Bill Robinson on the lines at first. Plate umpire today is Eric Gregg. Jim Quick at first, Dave Pallone at second, The senior umpire, John Kibler, is at third. Hernandez waiting on a 3-1 delivery. The runner goes, and it swung on and missed. Throw to second. No, he stole the base. Wally Backman steals second. The throw by Tejada was there in time, but it was a very high throw. And by the time the shortstop could snag it, come down with a tag, it was too late.
Tells you how complete Wally's recovery, and I put that in quotes, is. He didn't have much of an injury anyway, but he's stealing first day back off the DL with a supposed hamstring injury.
He had a tender hamstring, not a serious one by any means. So Wally on second with a stolen base. Count goes full, 3-2 on Keith Hernandez. Mets have now won 4 out of 6 on this road trip. Delivery, and Hernandez swings and misses, strike 3. So Keith fanned by Dennis Martinez, a breaking ball in on him. Now there are 2 men away, a runner on second, and Darryl Strawberry will be hitting. Darryl is also 4 for 9 against Martinez this year, and that includes a home run. Strawberry standing in against Dennis Martinez. Dennis Martinez and Pascual Perez, Bryn Smith. Montreal has 3 very solid starting pitchers. And the pitch on the way is outside. They've been starting 2 youngsters, Brian Holman and John Dobson, rounding out their 5-man rotation. Holman and Dobson both have talent, but it's on-the-job training. Neither having a winning year so far. They're both rookies. Expos have fallen out of it now. Pitch by Martinez, inside and low to Straw. He lets it go. 2 balls and no strikes. Things really change in a hurry. It hasn't been long ago that Montreal thought they had a chance. Now the Expos are 13 and a half games out. The 2-0 delivery, it swung on and fouled out of play. 2-1. Mets have certainly helped the Pirates in their bid to be at least in second place when it's all over. Pirates have won 2 from the Phillies, while the Mets have taken 2 from Montreal. Montreal now 4.5 behind Pittsburgh for second place. Darryl Strawberry steps out just as Martinez is about ready. Seems very quiet in the big stadium right now, and they have a pretty good turnout. Hard stadium to guess, but it might be about 35,000. The count is 2-1 on Darryl Strawberry. Inside low, ball 3, 3-1.
I always think there are more people in here than there are. Every time I try and guess the amount here, I think there are lots, but they spread out. There are lots of empty seats in every section. Even the box seats have lots of empty seats.
It is such a large stadium. It was built for the 76 Olympic Games, and I think you can put about 77 or 78,000 people in here. It is a big one. And the pitch thrown to Straw. Ball 4, inside and low. Kevin McReynolds will come up.
They're going to change it all around next year. The dugouts are going to be put down on the ground here, and they're going to put another 7 or 8 rows of seats to get the fans closer to the ballpark. And they're trying to do something with that huge cavern in center field, which is just a big empty space beyond the fence, to try and make this ballpark seem smaller.
Do me a favor now, when you're going over the construction plans with the people involved, tell them to move this radio booth a little closer to the field, will you?
2 miles down.
We are so far off the field.
We're downrange here.
Perfect location to broadcast is Shea Stadium in New York. Kevin McReynolds facing Dennis Martinez. Fastball and a strike call. You really have a great position to work in New York. Most of the brand new stadiums are the most recent stadiums. The press level is really a long way from the field. Even Candlestick Park and Dodger Stadium, they're a long way off. Pitch thrown to Kevin McReynolds is swung on, and it's hit the foul ball down the right field line, out of play. Ball will certainly be easier to follow if you were a little closer to the field.
What ball?
Day games are so tough here. Talk to Dave Van Horn and the Montreal broadcasters. They'll tell you even though they do 81 games a year in this ballpark. For a day game, there'll be at least 7 or 8 that they'll never see until they find the player out of the field who's about ready to make a play. The line drive is the tough one. Wally Backman on second, Darryl Strawberry on first, and a 2-strike delivery. And this one is whacked foul. Hey, I saw that one. It's going down the right field line and over into the crowd. It used to be even worse than it is now, if you can imagine it. That was before they put the portable top on the stadium and replaced the AstroTurf with a more lush green. Charlie Finley, who owned the Oakland A's, used to always try and get baseball owners to go for an orange baseball. This is one place where it would be a big help. 2-strike delivery, a line drive over short, base hit going into left field. Wally Backman around third. Wally will score, and New York is on top 1-0. Kevin McReynolds, a line shot into left. And for Kevin, that's his 81st run batted in. Timely 2-out hit by Kevin McReynolds. That's our averaging on this over the last 4 ball games. 12 runs a game. And about 14 hits a game. Their team batting average is now up to 255. They are now second in the National League in team batting. But in the most important column of all, they are number 1 in the league in runs scored. Now the hitter is Howard Johnson. Hojo's been hot. 10 hits in his last 18 times at bat. Strawberry on second. McReynolds on first. 1 run in. Caught the outside corner for a called strike. Kevin McReynolds had the game-winning RBI in last night's game. He now has 15. He's tied for second in the National League in that department. Switch hitter Howard Johnson batting left against the veteran right-hander. 2 men on, and the pitch on the way. A check swing foul ball. And a 2-strike count on Howard Johnson. Mets had 1 homer in the victory last night. That was by Keith Hernandez. So they've had 10 home runs in their last 4 ball games. And on the year, the Mets now have 131 home runs, leading the National League. Martinez in that high set position. The pitch to Hojo, inside and high, jammed him with a fastball, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Montreal will be in New York next weekend for a 3-game weekend series. The homestand opens tomorrow night at Shea. The Mets playing the Pirates. Monday night and Tuesday night. Wednesday night, the Cubs are at Shea. And also Thursday for a day ball game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2 to Howard Johnson. Hojo raising his average. He's come from 230 up to 242. Howard, a very valuable player. He has a lot of talent. Good speed, great throwing arm, switch hitter, power from both sides, and a good glove. He can play short, he can play third. With his speed, he also, I'm sure, can play the outfield. Be interesting to see how Mike Fitzgerald does in right field. Now the shortstop cuts in, but no throw is made. They like Fitzgerald's bat, but not his glove. He was the best catcher in the National League one year with the New York Mets, led in fielding percentage, but then he suffered that serious injury to his throwing hand. Pitching 2-2, and a ground ball slowly hit down to third, grabbed by Tim Wallach. He throws on the run in time for the out. He almost ran into Darryl Strawberry. So the inning is over. The Mets score 1 run. They had 1 hit and left 2 men on. In the middle of inning 1 in Montreal, Mets 1. Montreal coming to bat on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
I want to tell you about a personal computer that's so brilliantly designed you can get it going immediately, without an instruction book. It's the incredible, fully IBM-compatible Head Start computer by Vendix. This package of power, performance, and low price has received national acclaim.
Met fans, thanks to you Thermal Mug Day is now a sellout. It's being sponsored by Head Start Computers by Vendex. It'll be when the Mets take on the Montreal Expos at 1:35. That'll be on Sunday, September 18th. There are still good seats available for the Pittsburgh games the 12th and 13th, the Cubs games on the 14th and 15th, and the Expos on the 16th and 17th. For ticket information, you can call 718-507-TIXX. This is not a repeat.
This is not a repeat. Bobby Ojeda into the windup. The pitch to Rex Hudler. High and away. It is ball one. Last start for Bobby Ojeda, very similar to many of the other starts this year. He pitched very, very well. It was one of those games the Mets were not scoring. He wound up losing a tough one. The 1-0 delivery is high and away. Ball two, 2-0. Rex Hudler, 10 years ago, a #1 draft pick by the New York Yankees. Batting at .278. Montreal playing Hudler both at second and at short. And a check swing, bouncing ball, tough play. Elster coming in, guns it, and he got him. One down. Good play by Kevin Elster. One out and nobody on, and the hitter will be Tracy Jones. He had an 11-game hitting streak stopped last night, so now he's hitting 11 of his last 12, batting .371. Many former Mets provided the opposition for the Montreal Dream Team in today's Old Timers event at Olympic Stadium. Low and outside to Tracy Jones, ball one. George Foster was here and played in the ball game. Hasn't changed one bit. Looks as trim as ever. Buddy Harrelson played shortstop. Now he turns it over. It's outside and low. 2 balls and no strikes. Cleon Jones was the cleanup batter. Cleon said, "Why have me bat fourth behind George Foster?" Eddie Kranepool was at first base. And the count is 2-1. Art Shamsky was here and playing in the outfield, and former Met coach Joe Pignatano was here. So the Mets were well represented in the Old Timers game, young Old Timers. 2-1 delivery, a little bit wide, ball 3, 3-1. Bobby Ojeda, 9 wins and 13 losses. Bobby has 4 shutouts. A 3.03 earned run average. It's over, a strike called, it's 3-2. And he's had marvelous control all year long. Bobby Ojeda allowing only 1.6 walks per 9 innings. Less than 2 walks per game. 3-2 pitch. And this one is bounced on the ground through the hole and into left field. Tracy Jones, a ground single to left. That's leading 1-0. New York getting 1 run on 1 hit in the top of the first inning. Now the #3 hitter, Andres Galarraga. The Big Cat is still over 300, batting .301. But he's fallen on hard times since the All-Star break. He's hitting just .235 since the break. And Montreal as a team, a record of 26 and 29 since the All-Star break. They're already thinking about next year and thinking about what they have to do to be a better ball club. Breaking ball over. They were so improved a year ago. They surprised everybody. And as a result of that, back in spring training, many people thought Montreal was the team the Mets would have to beat, if not St. Louis. It's been a disappointing year for both ball clubs. St. Louis playing well now, but it's too late. Ground ball hit towards short. Elster fires to Wally, and on to first base, not in time. Hernandez dives to get an errant throw. Force play at second, 2 men down.
Play by Keith Hernandez came way off the bag to his right to haul that in. Wally Backman got dumped at second base as Jones went in underneath him, and the throw was left down the right field line. Could easily have been by Hernandez, but with a good glove play.
Typical Gold Glove play by Keith Hernandez. Elster had to go over on the hole to get the ground ball. So by the time he got it to Wally, Wally took the hit. 2 outs and a runner on. Mike Fitzgerald, the catcher, who's playing in right field today and is batting cleanup. They have to give Hubie Brooks some time out of that lineup. His knee is just killing him. Now the pitch by Bobby O and a strike call to the outside corner. Boy, Bobby O has had the kind of year that pitchers go through now and then, and they can't wait to start a new year because it's a year he has felt good, he has pitched well, but has not had enough runs to get victories. One tough loss after another. swing and a miss by Mike Fitzgerald. Going back to the 3rd of August, he lost a game to the Cubs, starting with that. He had 4 losses in a row before he won a game, and then another loss, 3-2 to Pittsburgh. Outside and low. He lost the game to the Pirates 1-0. The game he won, the one victory, was a 1-0 win. As mentioned earlier, he's had 3 1-0 games, and he's won 2 out of the 3. Or maybe it's 4, and he's won 3 out of the 4. Right-hand batter Mike Fitzgerald waiting on Bobby Ojeda. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Good start for Bobby O. So the Expos are gone. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. At the end of 1 in Montreal, New York 1, Montreal nothing. On the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Sports Radio 1050, WFAN. Okay, so you've decided to take on that home improvement project. You've read all the latest.
Bob Murphy with Gary Thorne. It's 1-0 New York, top of the 2nd inning. And Mackie Sasser will be up against right-hander Dennis Martinez. When Frank Cashin was general manager at Baltimore, he was responsible for bringing Dennis Martinez into professional baseball. He was the first native of Nicaragua to be signed to play in the States. And a foul ball hit down the left field line by Mackie Sasser. He'll do that about once a month. Mackie is a dead full hitter. He's a fastball hitter and a pull hitter. And they throw him an awful lot of off-speed deliveries. Your reputation is out in front of you in the game of baseball. And the pitch on the way, breaking ball inside and low, 1-1. The old cliche that's so wonderful about a hitter like a Mackie Sasser, it's like trying to sneak daylight by a rooster. Hard to do. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mackie hitting out of a slight crouch. And a bouncing ball hit over the mound. Coming in quickly, the shortstop. Rivera's throw, and he's out at first base. One thing about Mackie, he is not a track star. I thought he would beat that out.
Thought he would?
Yeah. He doesn't run that well.
No. He's not real slow, but he's not going to give you any stolen bases out there unless you let him have it.
Now Kevin Elster is the batter. Kevin hitting at .214. 1-0 New York. We're in the top of the 2nd. Now the center fielder, Otis Nixon, he can outrun a baseball. He has marvelous speed. He is playing fairly shallow and toward left center field. Breaking ball, knee high for a strike call. Nixon played center field the opening game of this series. Mets were hitting the ball awfully hard in that game, and he ran down about 4 that started out being over his head. Fouled back to the screen, and a 2-strike count on Kevin Elster. Mets are coming home for a 10-game homestand. The Pirates for 2, the Cubs for 2, Montreal 3, and 3 with the Philadelphia Phils. Phillies are playing in Pittsburgh today, and they are leading the Pittsburgh Pirates. Martinez side again on the target set by Will Tejada, and it is swung on and missed, struck him out. Second strikeout for Dennis Martinez. Hey, fans, remember, Wilkinson Sword Profile Blades and Wilkinson Sword System 2 blades fit just about any razor you can name. Wilkinson Sword, the name on the world's finest blades. Bobby Ojeda as a batter, 9 hits in 54 times at bat. Right-hander Martinez fires inside and low, ball 1. Last year, Martinez was 11-4 with the Expos. Hit hard out over second, racing in. Nixon gets his glove on it, can't hold it. Bobby Ojeda is on. They'll score at a base hit. Hard hit line drive over the mound out into shallow center. Nixon came streaking in, and he actually got his glove on it, but he couldn't hold it.
Should have had that ball. not a bad call to give him a base hit on that because it would have been a tough catch, but he got in on it and actually had the ball maybe half a dozen inches off the ground in the glove and then just sort of stumbled and the ball fell out.
He plays a very shallow center field, which he can do with that unbelievable speed. And you're right, he had his glove to it. Now Lenny Dykstra is the batter. Lenny tried to bunny his way on and popped the ball back to Dennis Martinez. Pitch to Lenny, and this one is swung on and pulled foul off to the right, no play, and a one-strike count. Lenny hitting at 276. Lenny's had 388 times at bat. Mookie has had 328. Now the pitch on the way to Lenny Dykstra is over the inside corner for a strike call. When they look back on this season, I think they'll say the turning point was the 14th of August. The Mets had been kind of slumbering along, playing 500 baseball. Montreal had pulled within 4 games and taken the first 2 games of a 4-game series at Shea Stadium. The Mets swept a Sunday doubleheader from the Expos. This one is lashed out, and it'll be into center field for a base hit. Single to center by Len Dykstra, and the Mets have 2 men on. And I also believe that when you look back over this year, the regular season, they'll go back to a game in Los Angeles. Davey Johnson had to leave the club to go to San Antonio due to the illness of his mother. Buddy Harrelson took over. Buddy called Davey on the phone and said, "I'd like to play Mookie in center field." And Davey said, "Sure, go ahead." Well, Mookie caught fire, and he has been the catalyst in the drive. And then along came Greg Jeffries. The combination of Jeffries and Mookie Wilson really sparking the New York Mets. Pitch to Wally Backman is swung on and missed, strike 1. Wally reached on a walk, stole second, and scored on a base hit by Kevin McReynolds in the first inning. Bobby Ojeda on second. Len Dykstra on first, 2 men down. Hudler dashed again to keep the runner close. Time called, asked for by Wally Backman. Wally hitting at 301. Returning to the lineup here today. First game that Greg Jeffries has not started since called up from Tidewater. Now the pitch on the way. Inside and low. I think Jeffries really needed a day off today. His back was bothering him.
They certainly don't want to take any chance of creating any injury to him because they want him ready for the playoffs.
Rick Aguilera is certainly getting closer to being ready. He might pitch any time now. The 1-1 delivery is swung on and fouled off. Aggie has been activated. So Davey just will be looking for a certain spot to get him back on the mound. Maybe a lopsided game the first time out for a couple of innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wally Backman. 1-0 New York, top of the second inning at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. Now the 33-year-old right-hander, Dennis Martinez, from the stretch. And is swung on and fouled away. Count stays 1-2 on Wally. Wally could not wait to get to the stadium today, getting back into action. Wally standing outside the batter's box for a moment. Martinez is pitching very deliberately. He is in no hurry out there. Now he'll check the runners. And a ground ball slowly hit the shortstop. Rivera to Hudler. Force play, and that retires the side. Mets are gone in the second. No runs on 2 hits. 2 are left on. In the middle of the second now in Montreal. Mets 1 and the Expos nothing. On the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
WFAN.
Hi, I'm Bud Harrelson, and I'd like to tell you about my 2 favorite originals. This card says Citibank.
Montreal third baseman Kim Wallach. His bat has been much livelier of late. Facing Bobby Ojeda, bottom half of the second inning. Wallach, a right-hand power hitter. Ignores the first delivery. It caught the corner. Eric Gregg is the umpire behind home plate. Eric makes his home in Philadelphia. He's really sought after during the offseason as a banquet speaker. Lashed out at and missed in a 2-strike count on Tim Wallach. Wallach hitting .258, 11 homers, 63 runs batted in. This time last year, he was already over 100 runs batted in. Wound up with 123. 2-strike pitch by Bobby Ojeda is fouled back toward the crowd. Souvenir baseball. Marvin Freeman, the rookie up from Maine, pitching well for the Phillies today in Pittsburgh. Phillies 4 and the Pirates 1. They're now in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Randy Kramer, a rookie call-up, has relieved John Smiley for the Pirates. Turned it over outside and low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mike Harkey, Harkey. Rookie pitcher the Cubs are raving about, is making his major league debut today, going against Jose De Leon. And it's swung on and missed. Got him. Second strikeout for Bobby Ojeda. Bobby has fanned 8 in each of his last 4 starts. Luis Rivera will be the hitter. At any rate, Harkey and De Leon are in a tie game, 2-2 in the 5th inning. Cubs and Cardinals. Vance Law stole home in the 5th inning. Atlanta at San Diego, no score in the 2nd. Charlie Palaio against Dennis Rasmussen. Now Ojeda winds and the pitch on the way, and it's hit foul down the right field line. In the 2nd inning at San Diego, Marvell Wynn has hit a grand slam home run off Charlie Palaio. So the Padres have at least a 4-0 lead. Later today, the Reds at Dodger Stadium. Tom Browning, he's 15-5 against Tim Belcher. Belcher is 10-4. Pitch to Rivera. Again, he swings late, fouls it down the right field line. The Astros are at Candlestick Park. Jim Deshaies going against Atlee Hammaker. Matchup of left-handers. In the American League in New York, Yankees 3, the Tigers 2. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Neil Allen on in relief of Al Leiter. Doyle Alexander pitching for Detroit. Jack Clark, a 2-run homer. 2-strike delivery. Moved him off the plate inside 1-2. They're in the 9th inning at Fenway Park. Cleveland 3, Boston 2. Clark and Carter have homered for Cleveland. Gedman for Boston. Now the windup pitch to Rivera. Breaking ball low, 2-2. But it's Cleveland 3, the Red Sox 2, 9th inning at Fenway Park. Chicago 2, Minnesota 0, bottom half of the 4th. Bert Blyleven against the former Dodger, Sean Hilligus. Here's Ojeda's 2-2 delivery. Foul tip, no play. In Baltimore, the Orioles are leading Toronto 3-2. They're in the 7th inning. Mike Flanagan for Toronto. Ward has relieved Spit for Baltimore. Kansas City 5 and Oakland 1 after 3 innings. Bob Welch and Mark Gubicza are the pitchers in that game. George Brett has his 24th home run. Here's Ojeda's 2-2 pitch, and it is swung on and fouled away out of play. Count again, holding it 2-2. On a Greg Brock home run, Milwaukee leading Seattle 1-0 at the end of 3. Campbell and August are the pitchers. And Texas 2, California 0. That game is in Arlington, Texas. They're playing in the 2nd inning. Right here is 1-0 New York. Rivera is the hitter. And it swung on and missed, struck him out. 3rd strikeout in a row for Bobby Ojeda. 2 outs and nobody on. Otis Nixon to the plate. Otis hitting just .229. He has 37 stolen bases and was not called up by Montreal until about the 20th of June. Nixon and Hudler were brought up and they became a real speed team. The only problem is that neither hits for a high average. They were 280 hitters. They'd be on base a lot and more runs would score. Otis Nixon has not had a hit against the Mets all year. Check swing ground ball. He won't get one here. Throw to first. The inning is over. Beautiful inning for Bobby Ojeda. Montreal down 1-2-3. And at the end of 2 in Montreal, the Mets won and the Expos nothing on the WFAN Mets Radio Network. Sports radio, sportswear, and outerwear available at better stores everywhere. Available now and fit for duty, Mr. Gary Thorne.
Available.
You look pretty fit to me.
All right. Keith Hernandez will lead it off. Hernandez struck out swinging his first time up. That's first baseman, hitting .277. Martinez delivers a breaking ball that misses down low, ball 1.
You look a lot better than those late-night rubbers you talk about.
That's true. Usually.
Usually.
1-0 count. This game should be getting over now, not in the third inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's a strike call at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Keith Hernandez on the road trip has had 6 hits in 28 times up. Mets going home after this one. They've won 4, lost 2. Tough road trip because of the 2-game series. Two-game series they had coming in here to Montreal for the 3. Pitch misses outside 2-1. But fortunately for the Mets, there really wasn't much at stake. They'll play some decent baseball, and even if they've been just .500, would have been all right. But they've done much better than that and have really torn it up at the plate. Ball hit high in the air and foul. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hernandez driving that one off down the left field line, way up in the air. Big cranes are in here, out there in that big cavernous area we talked about in center field. They're still working on the roof. They're going to try and put it up either tonight or tomorrow, and maybe leave it open for the next series here. 2-2 pitch is inside.
Let snow in, huh?
That'd be just in time. Be just the second series that it's been open for. The other one was with the Mets here that we've talked about.
That's really good planning. Have it open in the winter and closed in the summer.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't work. That's the problem. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off again. It was supposed to take 45 minutes to get this top on Olympic Stadium up or down. It takes 4 days.
At least.
At least. If it works.
It's been up only once all summer long, a 3-game series. The Mets were here.
No, since then, it has not worked. And the big cranes are out. They've worked on it all season. They've also had tears in it. 3-2 pitch. That's a ground ball up the middle over Martinez's head into center field for a base hit. Keith Hernandez leads off the third inning for the Mets with a single. That's the 4th hit for New York, and that will bring up Darryl Strawberry. The Mets scored in the first inning on a 1-out walk to Backman. He stole second. Strawberry drew a walk with 2 down, and then Kevin McReynolds got the RBI. Picked up the single. That's the run that's up on the board. Strawberry hitting at .265 right now. He drew a walk his first time up. Darryl now with 77 walks. The pitch to him is swung on, foul tipped right straight back. Strike 1. Darryl with 33 home runs ahead of Glenn Davis's 27. Third in the league in RBIs with 88. Also up there in runs scored. Darryl has 87 runs scored. That's the best on the Mets. Not too unusual for that because of the home runs he hits, but usually you'll get somebody who plays at the top of the order who gets on base with a high base percentage, which Darryl also has, who might lead. Strawberry is the best of the Mets on that department of runs. 0-1 count. Pitch to him. That's swung on. That one's foul tipped right straight back, and the count is 2 strikes. Strawberry is 10th in the league in on-base percentage and 2nd in slugging percentage. Great offensive numbers for him, even though he has gone through almost a month and a half now of a little bit of struggle at the plate. The road trips have been better for him. He's gone 8 for 24 in the road trip, and he started getting the long ball back again after he went through that drought without a home run. He's had a good road trip for the long ball. Martinez 0-2 pitch to him, and that misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Strawberry. Darryl had gone from the 2nd of the month through the 16th of August without picking up a home run. The 2nd longest drought he'd had in terms of at-bats without a homer this year. 1-2 delivery. That's swung on, and that one got him. Did not foul tip that one. Strawberry turning to ask home plate umpire Greg if it was in the strike zone, I think, and it may not have been. Looked like it might have been a little bit outside. 3rd strikeout victim for Martinez. And that will bring up Kevin McReynolds. McReynolds had the single and the RBI. Back right up there among the leaders with 81 runs batted in now. He is 6th in the National League. Runner at first base, Hernandez. Galarraga playing behind him. 1-0 New York lead in the third. Delivery is a good breaking ball, sharp curve for a strike called. That had some big bend on it. Ended up on the outside part of the plate, yet had McReynolds leaning away. Howard Johnson waiting on deck. Pitch to McReynolds, came back inside and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kevin McReynolds against the Expos this season, .333. 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in now against Montreal. Martinez, the high set, the 1-1 pitch. That's fouled back over the screen, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Certainly one of the individuals who will garner votes. The MVP ballots are sent in by the writers. Will be Kevin McReynolds and Darryl Strawberry were the 2 on this ball club who will pick up the most votes as far as Met players are concerned for the most valuable player. Strawberry with the big numbers and the homers and the power hitting, and McReynolds with the consistent season that he's had. Martinez delivers a fastball that misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I was just thinking while you were saying those things, Gary, it might well develop that there'll be a split between Strawberry and McReynolds, which will probably allow Kirk Gibson to win.
Real chance of that.
Yeah.
Especially with the Dodgers coming out on top.
Because the Dodgers are solidly behind Kirk Gibson for MVP.
Yep. 2-2 count. Delivery is swung on and grounded off. I suppose the other thing makes such a big difference from his point of view is that the Dodgers weren't picked to do anything. I mean, they were picked to finish in the bottom of the division. And the fact they've had such a dramatic turnaround has been such a surprise, and he's certainly one of the big reasons.
Yeah, they point to him as the key in turning it around. Although Tommy Lasorda will say, I don't buy that altogether. He thinks his improved bullpen has had a lot to do with it.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch, swung on, grounded over Martinez, head to second, played by Hudler to the bag, throws to first, and he got him. Good play by Rex Hudler. Ball not hit that hard. He took it a step away from second, stepped on it himself, then made the throw to Galarraga, and they get the double play. No runs a hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 New York on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
The Mets are playing the Chicago Cubs at 7:35 at Shea. And every fan attending the game will receive a deluxe sports watch, courtesy of Snapper and the New York Mets. So don't miss out on this one, just in time for the pennant race. For ticket information, the number to call anytime is 718-507-TIXX.
Will Tejada will be leading it off here against Bobby Ojeda. In the bottom half of the third inning, Tejada's first time up, then Martinez in the top of the order, Rex Hudler. Bobby O into the windup. The lefty's pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1. Against left-handed starters this season, the Montreal Expos 26-16. Pretty good record against left-handers. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That's swung on and missed. Strike 2.
Looks like
that one over.
It looks like he's really got a good changeup today, doesn't he?
He's got the dead fish floating around up there. Tejada, the backup catcher, to Nelson Santavena. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded to third. Hard hit. Hojo takes a high hop, makes a long throw to first. Not in time. That should be a base hit. Howard Johnson had that one hit the seam on the carpet. And it is going to be a single. It jumped up on him. He knocked it down, played it off the carpet on one hop, but then could not make the play. That's a legitimate infield single for Tejada. So Will Tejada leads it off with a single here in the third. It will be just the second hit against Bobby Ojeda.
Jay Horowitz will be awfully happy. Lionel Manuel, a 15-yard pass from Phil Simms. Giants have gone ahead 17-13 in the fourth quarter, late in the game.
Well, Giants with 1 minute left to go have the lead in that one. Martinez up. Martinez, the pitcher, 14 hits and 74 times up. Delivery is bunted foul. Strike 1. 20-game winners this season in the National League. Danny Jackson and Oral Hershiser are already there. Doc Gooden and Rick Russell have real shots at it with 17 each. Maddox, Leary, and David Cohn have 16. So there will be some this season. There were no 20-game winners in the National League last year, and a chance that there will be 3 or 4 in the National League this season. American League also will probably have more than one. Viola's already there. Squares to bunt. Martinez takes it up high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I don't understand why, Gary. We've talked about it all summer long, but that tells you last year was a hitter's year, and this year is a pitcher's year.
So another interesting note that may have something to do with the baseball. They did not have a minor league AAA player hit 30 home runs this season, and that hasn't happened in a long time, which would indicate maybe the baseball was rewrapped. Here's the 1-1 pitch, popped up towards the mound, played on 1 hop. Ojeda has to go to first base, and Martinez will get the sacrifice. Tejada goes down to second. We pause right here for station identification on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
If you don't like what the hell you hear, don't call.
Pete Franklin, weekdays, 3 till 7 on Sports Radio 1050 WFAN New York.
Gary Thorne and Bob Murphy with you here in Montreal, where the Mets have a 1-0 lead. The Expos threatening in the third. Tejada's on at second base, 1 down, and Rex Hudler grounded out his first time up, stands in. There have been players who have said the baseball is not as tightly wound as it was last season. Now, baseball front offices deny that. Commissioners' offices deny it. Boy, if everybody's not hitting it, maybe there is a little different baseball out there.
There's a reason out there somewhere. It's just hard to track down.
1 strike count on Hudler. Javi Ojeda, with a 1-0 lead, has given up 2 hits here. Looks back to second. Delivery as a breaking ball misses inside. 1-1. Dave Stewart has an opportunity. We were talking about 20-game winners of doing something that is not done very often, and that's being a 20-game winner in consecutive seasons. Stewart last season, he and Roger Clemens were 20-game winners. Each had 20. Clemens has done it 2 years in a row already, and he's got a shot at it again this season. Pitch is swung on and missed. Good turnover pitch outside. 1-2. Clemens has 16 wins right now. He's going to have to win just about all the rest of his starts to probably have 4, maybe 5 left. If he could win 20, it would be his 3rd year in a row. Stewart has 18 already, second only to Frank Viola with 21. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on and fouled off. Another good turnover, 1-2.
That's quite a story for Dave Stewart. Here's a pitcher who was released by 2 National League teams.
Now a potential 20-game winner 2 years in a row for the Oakland A's. So the 20-game winners are back. It's just Stewart and Clemens last year in Major League Baseball for 20-game winners. 1-2 count on the leadoff batter, Rex Hudler. Tejada at second, 1-0 New York. Ojeda's delivery. Hudler swings and misses. Struck him out. And that's 3 of those screwball pitches that he turned over, that dead fish pitch, all of them away, and Hudler just could not lay off them. 4 strikeouts for Bobby Ojeda. 4 good pitches thrown that time to Hudler. Tracy Jones, he singled his first time up. Now there are 2 down with a runner on at second base. Right-handed hitter Jones hitting .288. Ojeda's delivery to him, off speed inside, ball 1. Fans, when you work up a thirst cheering on the Mets, head for the mountains, because for smooth refreshment, Busch beer is always the easiest call to make. Just ask the owner. The delivery is a strike on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Expos in a tailspin have lost 5 out of their last 6 games, going 71 and 70 on the season. 1-1 the count. Delivery is swung on, hit the right field. Darryl Strawberry backing up under it, makes the catch, and that will retire Jones and the Expos. No runs ahead, a base runner left on at second base, and at the end of 3, 1-0 New York on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Sports Radio 1050 WFAN.
I got the call in the middle of the night. My father was in intensive care. I had to be on the next plane to Chicago. I needed more credit on my Citibank Visa.
He immediately called the Citibank 800 number. He told me he needed emergency credit, and he told me why.
She got $600 approved at 3 in the morning. Citibank was there when I needed them, so I could be there when my father needed me.
Unfortunately, you can't always be prepared for everything that can happen. So when emergencies arise, it helps if you have a Visa from Citibank. You see, if your Visa is from Citibank and there's an emergency, all you have to do is call our 800 number. Chances are you can get an immediate credit increase any time of the day or night. If If you want service like this from your Visa, get a Citibank Visa. Look for an application in the mail or in selected magazines, stores, and restaurants. Not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
Mr. Bimbleman?
Yes, Fenwick?
Meet our new advertising agency for Bimbleman's Light Beer.
Sir! People, I want to outsell Bud Light. Well, have you tried my beer?
We drew lots, sir, and the winner tried it.
Where is he?
He's no longer with us. Yes, moving right along. Read him our new slogan. When you want a beer real bad, we've got a real bad beer. Bimbleman's Light.
Needs work.
When it comes to smooth taste, one light outshines them all. Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Jay Horowitz is not so happy anymore. Jerry Rice has caught a 78-yard pass from Joe Montana, and the San Francisco 49ers lead the Giants 20-17 with only seconds left in the game. Montana did not start that game. He came on in the second half for San Francisco. So they're back in it. The Tampa Bay Bucks won. Put your money right there. That's the club of the future. But not this year.
You talk about baseball or football?
Howard Johnson leads it off against Dennis Martinez, and he takes a strike in the inside corner.
When they finish the new stadium in St. Petersburg, will the Tampa Bay football team play there once in a while just to be nice?
No. Not with the new stadium. They got to pay the bonds off on the other side.
Green Bay always plays a game in Milwaukee.
Yeah. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Fooled him badly that time. Off-speed pitch inside. 0-2. Ojo's had a good road trip, 10 for 19. He's not had a good season against Montreal. Hardly ever does. This ball club's always been tough for Howard Johnson for whatever reason. He's hitting .224 against them this year. He does have 4 home runs off Montreal pitchers. Lifetime, he's .222 against the Expos. He takes that Martinez delivery inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ojo hits the home runs off him. He had just a .175 average against Montreal last year, but he had 3 home runs off Expo pitching. 1-2 the count. Martinez into the windup. The right-hander's 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Howard Johnson goes down swinging. That's 4 strikeouts for Dennis Martinez. That'll bring up Mackey Sasser, who grounded out his first time up. Martinez, with a 2.38 earned run average, has given up 18 home runs. I don't know the exact number, but a lot of those had to have been solo home runs to have the ERA at 2.38, which is 4th in the National League. He gave up only 9 home runs all last season, so he already has doubled the long ball against him. 219 innings pitched, a lot of innings. He's up there among the leaders in that department. Sasser, left-handed hitter, takes a strike on the outside corner.
Last year, he wasn't with Montreal with the season open. He didn't really get going, I guess, till early June, wasn't it?
Yep. He came on in June. Fished a good number of innings for the time worked. That one is fouled off. Sasser gave it a golf cut on that one. 0-2. Well, the way the Mets batters are swinging, Martinez has some pretty good movement on that off-speed breaking ball he's throwing. Slur pitch against the left-handers. It's down and in. A couple of the Mets lefties have had 9-iron shots trying to pick the ball up out of the dirt. 0-2 count, 1 down. Martinez delivers. One outside with it and missed. 1-2. Mets have a run on 4 hits and no errors. The Expos no runs, 2 hits and no errors. RBI to Kevin McReynolds in the first. Backman scored after walking and stealing second. That's the lone run of the game. 1-2 delivery. A line drive into right field. Going over Fitzgerald. Can't get there. And it's going to go all the way to the wall. Sasser's on his way to second. Otis Nixon will pick it up and get it in. And Mackey Sasser has a double. Hard hit line drive. Fitzgerald took the long run. Thought he might have a play on the ball. Didn't. And since he had not picked up an angle on it, it skipped all the way to the wall. Backed up by Nixon. And the New York Mets have 5 hits now. And it will bring up Kevin Elster. Elster struck out swinging his first time up. Had only 1 hit off Martinez, and that's been a home run. Elster, his average has dropped another 5 points on this road trip. He's now down to 214. He'd started the trip at 219. 9 homers, 36 RBIs. Martinez delivers a fastball inside, ball 1.
He hit that home run off Martinez, I believe, on opening day.
Opening day. Yep. That's with 20 home runs this season against Montreal, and 13 of them right here. 1-0 delivery. Breaking ball missed down low. 2-0. He has first base open, and Bobby Ojeda, the pitcher, on deck with one away. So he may move the ball around on Kevin Elster a little bit and not give him, or try not to give him, a pitch to hit. The 2-0 delivery jammed him. Ground ball to third. Holding the runner, Wallach throws to first and gets Elster. 2 down. And that will bring up Bobby Ojeda. Ojeda, his first time up, delivered a single. Now with a chance for another base hit, might just get a run in. He has 3 RBIs this season. 1 extra base hit, a double. Martinez with Sasser at second, 2 away. Checks the base runner. The delivery to Ojeda's fouled off outside of third base, strike 1. Martinez had won 7 games in a row, middle of the June to the second week in August. Was on a real tear. In July, he was 5-0 with an ERA of 1.57. Then in August, he went 500, 3-3, and has won just 1 out of his last 5 starts, 1-4. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball strike in the outside corner, and Ojeda's quickly behind on the count, 0-2. 2 down, Sasser getting a good lead at second base. Ojeda waiting, the 0-2 delivery. That's swung on and missed, and that's it. 5 strikeouts for Martinez. No runs a hit and a runner left at second for the Mets. 3.5 gone. 1-0 New York on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Sports Radio 1050 WFAN. Hi, this is Freddie Roman for Bonds. Well, 1988 has been an exciting year so far. First, we've had the Olympics, and now the presidential elections. And to me, they're quite similar. They both seem to be contested by amateurs. Well, fellas, in 1988, if you're shopping for new clothes, don't settle for a store that offers a limited choice and price range. Get over to Bonds, because Bonds gives you more. First, there's Bonds' outstanding quality. Luxurious fabrics and tailoring, impressive labels. Then there's Bonds selection, more to choose from. 79 sizes to fit you right. Not just a limited few of the leading brands, but more styles, more patterns, more than you'll find in any other men's store in the metropolitan area. And the kind of personal service you thought was long gone. Skilled alterations by Bonds' own tailors and friendly sales help to serve you and help coordinate your wardrobe. Find the brand names you respect, the newest fashions you're looking for, the perfect fit at the stores that give you more. Bonds, New York and New Jersey.
The light turns green. You step on the accelerator. Your car hesitates. Before you blame your car, consider your gasoline. If you're not using Amoco Ultimate, your engine may be dirty. And a dirty engine can rob your car of performance. Amoco Ultimate cleans your entire fuel intake system as well as fuel injectors. No wonder more drivers rate pure Amoco Ultimate the best gasoline you can buy. Amoco, your car knows.
Mets fans, stay tuned for magic moments in the middle of the 7th inning. Brought to you by the New York State Lottery. Listen weekdays noon till 3 for your chance to win 100 instant lottery tickets.
Update for you on our Major League scoreboard. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh going to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Phillies are leading 7-2 over the Pirates. Pirates have used Smiley, Randy Kramer, and Scott Medvin in that game. Freeman could pick up the win for Philadelphia. Marvin Freeman relieved by DeCulvey in the 7th. Juan Samuels had his 11th home run. St. Louis at home against Chicago, bottom of the 7th inning, 2-2. Vance Law stole home in the 5th inning of that game. Ryan Sandberg has had his 17th home run for Chicago. Hartke and De Leon are going in that one. Bobby Ojeda ready to go right here. Andres Galarraga hits the first pitch up the middle into center field for a base hit. Second inning, the leadoff man has been on. Galarraga gets the hit. It'll bring up Mike Fitzgerald playing right field. Struck out his first time up. 1-0 New York lead. That's the third hit picked up by the Expos. Atlanta playing at San Diego. The Expos got 7 runs in the second inning. They lead Atlanta 7-0 in the 5th. Marvell Wynn had a 3-run homer in that inning. Two-run homer. No, three-run homer. And that was his 11th of the season. Or was it a grand slam?
I think maybe it was a grand
slam. That's what it was. Grand slam for Marvell Wynn. Fitzgerald takes the pitch outside, ball one. Cincinnati, Los Angeles, that'll be Browning and Belcher. They're just getting underway. Houston, San Francisco, Deshays and Atley Hammaker the same. Well, the Eastern Division of the American League, even more interesting. Cleveland has beaten Boston 4-2. Candiotti got the victory 12-8. Bob Stanley, the loser, lost it 6-4. Jones got the save, his 32nd. Cleveland got a run in the 8th and a run in the 9th to win it at Fenway Park. Ojeda with an eye on Galarraga. The delivery is chopped back towards the mound. Ojeda's got it. Looks to second. Decides to go to first to Hernandez to get the shore out. Going down to second, Galarraga. Fitzgerald grounds out. One away. Tim Wallach coming up. Struck out his first time up. The New York Yankees with a chance to gain a game on the Red Sox at home against Detroit now in the bottom half of the 8th inning. That game is tied 3-3. Alexander's gone the distance for the Tigers. Leiter, Allen, and now Pena have come on to pitch for the Yankees. Trammell is 15th homer for Detroit, and Jack Clark is 24th for the Yankees. Minnesota at Chicago. They're in the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Chicago leading. Blyleven and Hillegas there. Check swing, strike called. Oakland and Kansas City in the 6th inning. And it's now Kansas City leading 5-4 over Oakland. Brett's had his 24th home run. Baltimore beat Toronto 4-2. Lloyd Mosby had his 10th home run in that game. 0-1 pitch. Wallach takes it outside. 1-1. Seattle, Milwaukee are tied 1-1 there in the 5th. Greg Brock has had his 5th home run for the Brewers. California, Texas, 2-0 Texas. They are in the 5th inning. Clark and Charlie Huff going there. 1-1 delivery. Wallach takes it outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1-0 Mets leading here. Runner at second base, Andres Galarraga. 1 down, Wallach, who struck out his first time up, trying to get this game tied up with a base hit. The delivery is swung on and fouled back. Ojeda gets the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Mackey Sasser will go out to have a word now with his pitcher Bobby Ojeda on how they will work to Wallach in this situation. Wallach has been a tough hitter with runners in scoring position this season, one of the best in the ball club. But he hit into a big double play in the 3rd inning of last night's game. It's the best scoring opportunity that the Expos had in the game. They had 1 down and 2 on. And he hit into an inning-ending double play. 2-2 the count on him here. Ojeda's delivery is swung on, popped up. Behind the plate, Sasser back near the Expo dugout with room, makes the catch. That retires Wallach. 2 down now. Galarraga still at second, and Luis Rivera struck out swinging his first time up. Comes on. Ojeda needing 1 more out to maintain the 1-0 lead. Lost that ball game 2017 in pro football today, so the San Francisco 49ers come away with a victory over the Giants. Pitch is outside for a ball. Nice comeback for Joe Montana in that game. Buffalo beat Miami 9-6 today. Battle of field goals in that one.
Who was the winning pitcher?
Yeah, Miami finally got the defense working a little and then couldn't score. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Bears had to come from behind, but they beat Indianapolis 17-13. Chicago over the Colts. And a final, Tampa Bay has beaten Green Bay 13-10. 28-yard field goal with 3 seconds remaining gave Tampa Bay the first win of the season in that one, 13-10. 1-1 count, 2 down. The pitch swung on, hit in the air down the right field line. That will be a foul ball. and the count stays at 1-2. New Orleans beat Atlanta 29-21. All finals of the National Football League. 1-2 count. Runner at second, 2 down. 1-0 New York leading. Galarraga off second base. Ojeda's delivery taken in the dirt. 2-2. Now I'll tell you who kicked that field goal for Tampa. What's his name? Igweberg?
Donald Igweberg or something.
Okay, he did it.
Yeah, okay. With a name like that, you got to be good.
That looks like a misspelling. I-G-W-E, that's a union. B-U-I-K-E.
Be careful, I think Davey belongs to that union.
2-2 pitch, it's foul back. Count remains at 2-2 on Luis Rivera. Expos shortstop fighting off of Bobby Ojeda. Changeup. Holding the count at 2-2. Galarraga has been a long time at second. He led this inning off with a single. Moved up on the ground ball out and is still there. The typical Bobby Ojeda game. 1-0. 2-2 runner goes. Pitch is outside. Throw by Sasser's not in time. Sasser couldn't get it out of the glove to make a quick throw, and Galarraga steals third. That'll give him an opportunity to score on a wild pitch, pass ball or something. Puts him in position. That's his 12th stolen base.
I think he caught Mackie Sasser a little bit by surprise with that. And here comes Steve Garland out. I hope nothing is bothering Bobby Ojeda.
I think it was Howard Johnson.
Yeah.
Hojo on the slide by Galarraga. Looks like he got nailed in the hand, his right hand. And Davey Johnson will also come out now to check as they're going to put some sort of a bandage on the right hand of Howard Johnson. Galarraga sliding in, and Hojo caught the spike, or the cleats, and jammed the right hand. So Bobby Ojeda will have to wait with Galarraga on at third, and Luis Rivera now with a full count, 3-2. Hojo cut a nail on that one. A little bit of bleeding on it. He got his hand jammed right down in the bag when he caught the ball. He had his hand down. Galarraga's foot came in and jammed that right hand right into the third base bag. They're still working on Hojo at the side of the mound. Bobby Ojeda now wants Mackie Sasser to go back behind the plate. He wants to throw a few in. Hojo now asking for a baseball out of the Mets dugout. That's the throwing hand, so he just wants to toss a couple here to make sure he can do it. Put bandages on one or more of the fingers there for the cut to stop the bleeding. Hojo will try and throw to first base, gets it over there all right. And Bobby Ojeda just standing on the mound waiting. And they'll rewrap the finger a little bit, and that'll do it. Davey Johnson heads back to the dugout. Howard Johnson heads back to third base. Andres Galarraga now on third with 2 down and a 3-2 count. For the shortstop Rivera, with the Mets leading 1-0 here in the fourth. Ojeda's ready. The full windup, full count pitch, swung on, hit in the air down the left field line, foul. Out the corner of the stands, midway down the left field line. And the count holds at 3-2. Staring staring over at Bobby Ojeda. Casts a couple of glances to third base. Into the windup, the 3-2 again. Swung on, fouled off again, this time outside of first. Fouled off the dead fish pitch right off the end of the bat. Fans, you can enjoy the fountain-style taste of original New York seltzer. Available in 10 delicious, all-natural flavors. Original New York seltzer, the choice is clear. 3-2 again. That swung on and popped up. Shallow center field. Shortstop going back. Elster calling has it. That will retire the side. Well, that's 2 consecutive innings. Leadoff man has been on for Montreal. They have not scored. We've completed 4. 1-0 New York on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
WFAN.
Bobby Ojeda has had all kinds of these sorts of ball games. 11 of his 13 losses. The Mets have scored 3 or fewer runs. And it's that kind of game again for him. I guess, Bob Murphy, that's the way this season's going to be for Bobby Ojeda.
It's that kind of year for Bobby O. There's no reason to think it'll change. Next year, it can turn around and go exactly the other way. You never know. Lenny Dykstra leading off, top of the 5th inning. Lenny singled to center his second time up, so he's 1 for 2. And the pitch by Martinez is fouled off. Tomorrow night at Shea Stadium, Ron Darling is the starter. Ron will be going for his 15th win. Ron Darling and Dwight Gooden already have over 200 innings this year. It's an amazing pitching staff when the year is over. 4 of the 5 starters will be well over 200 innings. And it's fouled down the left field line on the run. Tracy Jones will not have a play. Foul ball going out of play. Probably the only starter who will not get 200 or more innings is Sid Fernandez. Sid has 159 right now. David Cohn needs to get 1 out to reach 200. Bobby Ojeda had 175 coming into the game today, so 4 of the 5 starting pitchers will have over 200 innings. Now Dykstra lays off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I doubt very seriously if any other pitching staff in Major League Baseball will have 4 starters with 200 or more innings. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and Lenny swings and hits the ball down the right field line. It'll be foul. When a starting pitcher gets up to about 250 innings, if he's a good pitcher, you have to be pretty good to get that many innings. That's when you have a great chance to have a 20-game season. Dwight Gooden has 220 right now. Ron Darling is second. David Cohn third in innings pitched. Then Bobby Ojeda and Sid Fernandez. 1-2 delivery is swung on and missed. Struck him out. Dykstra fanned, and that's 6 strikeouts for Martinez. Martinez has already lost a 1-0 game this year to Bobby Ojeda. It's 1-0 right now. We're in the 5th inning. And nobody on. Wally Backman getting his turn at bat. Wally drew a walk and later scored the game's only run in the very first inning. It was a stolen base by Wally that helped to build the run. At the knees, good pitch by Martinez, and the count strike 1. Tim Wallach, the third baseman, in guarding against the bunt. And Galarraga playing almost even with the bag at first. 1-strike delivery, way inside a hard slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. Keith Hernandez kneeling in the on-deck circle. Among the members of the Montreal Dream Team here on Old Timers Day, former Met Tim Foley. Foley was traded to Montreal with the Mets got Rusty Staub. Foley now has a marvelous job for a former ball player. The 1-1 delivery is over at the knees for a strike 1 and 2. He's the manager of a golf course in Florida near Daytona Beach. The way ball players love to play golf, that's got to be just about a perfect job. 1 and 2 to Wally Backman. Will Tejada setting a target, and it's in the dirt. That evens the count at 2 and 2. About the 200 innings pitched. Martinez is the only member of the Montreal staff over 200. Now high and away, and the count is 3-2. Bryn Smith will probably make it. He has 174 right now. But Martinez is the only one over 200. 3-2 delivery to Wally Backman. Ball 4. It's inside and low. Wally with his second walk. We pause for station identification on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
This is Bill Mazer inviting you to join me for a lively 3 hours of sports talk and special guests from Mickey Mantles. Weekdays 12 to 3 here on Sports Radio 1050 WFAN New York.
Bob Murphy with Gary Thorne. It's a 1-0 ball game. Mets have the run. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Hernandez 1 for 2, a single to center, leading off the 3rd inning. Montreal looking for 2 on the infield. And the right-hander, Dennis Martinez. That high stop position, the pitch. Outside to Keith, 1 ball and no strikes. Expos got a double play to support Martinez in the 3rd inning. It was started by Rex Hudler. Darryl Strawberry loosening up in the on-deck circle. Now throw to first by Martinez. Remember, Wally stole second in the 1st inning. And that helped build the run. He came home on a single by Kevin McReynolds. New York 1 run on 5 hits. Mets have had 5 left on base. Martinez has not had a 1-2-3 inning. And it's on the outside corner to Keith. 1 ball and 1 strike. The big cat Andres Galarraga holding against Wally Backman. When Wally first came up and became a regular in the National League with the Mets, he stole a lot of bases. He has not been stealing many the last couple of years. Vinny Dykstra has stolen 27 this year. Darryl Strawberry has 25, Howard Johnson 22, Kevin McReynolds 18, and Mookie has 15. As a team, the Mets are kind of right in the middle of all the National League teams in stolen bases. Hernandez swings and hits it foul, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Montreal, after the arrival of Otis Nixon and Rex Hudler, they began to steal bases like crazy, and they're about 4th in the league right now. Henderson of the Yankees has 78. That leads the American League. Now the 1-2 pitch to Hernandez, taken high, and it's 2-2. In the National League, Vincent Coleman is going to repeat as the stolen base champion. Remember how he was challenged the first half of the year by Gerald Young of Houston? Well, now Vincent Coleman has 71. He leads Gerald Young by 11, 71-60. Throw to first is not in time. Ozzie Smith is 3rd. Chris Sabo, the rookie of Cincinnati, is 4th. Brett Butler and Willie McGee are tied for 5th. Coleman's been playing center field of late. Willie McGee has not been playing. Throw to first is not in time. And I didn't read, Gary, whether he was hurt or not. He must be hurt, I guess.
He's had a continuing leg problem again this season, but the move to center field was going to take place anyway, I guess, as they try and trade McGee and get Coleman to play center.
They'd like to trade for a power hitter. They'd like to have one of those Toronto outfielders. A club like the Cubs could really use a Willie McGee, couldn't they? Mm-hmm. They don't have anybody that draws any walks. And Hernandez swings, ground ball to Galarraga. He throws to second. Back to first. A 3-6-3 double play. Hard hit ground ball right at the big cat. He was holding the runner on, so that double play went in a hurry. Second double play in 5 innings turned by Montreal. No runs, no hits, nobody left. In the middle of inning 5 in Montreal, Mets 1, Expos nothing on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
tell you what's neat. It's the cleverest treat. Tons bun-sized hot dogs. Meet the bun at both ends.
Meet the bun at both ends. Now I know what you think, but the bun didn't shrink. Tons bun-sized hot dogs. Meet the bun at both ends. So savor the flavor in each meaty bite.
They're great for all occasions and for every appetite.
For all meats, fresh taste, Cons is the one. They even made them longer so they fit on the bun. They fit on the bun. Now the smart thing to do is pick up an extra pack or two. They go fast.
Tons bun-sized hot dogs. Meet the bun at both ends.
Bun-sized hot dogs. Meet the bun at both ends.
Howdy, my name's Jim. I race the dirt tracks. Now, driving out here and all that dust and grit can sand the rings right off your pistons. So I use Purelator air and oil filters to protect my winged wonder. Why Purelator? Well, for one, they invented the first filters, and they still make them better than anyone else. Plus, if Purelator filters are good enough for some of the fastest names in the NASCAR circuit, they're good enough for me. Someday I'll get cleaned up and drive on cement, too. But I'll still use Purelator filters.
Don't forget the Mets Cruise coming up this winter. If you'd like information on it on the QE2, 1-800-732-7000.
Otis Nixon facing Bobby Ojeda in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And the pitch is low. It is ball one. Dramatic finish by the Washington Redskins today to pull their game out with the Steelers and win it. And the pitch is over. A call strike. He ran up as though to bunt. 1-1. Final score 30-29. The Redskins win, getting a touchdown and a field goal to the closing minutes of the game to win it. Doug Williams threw 52 times. He hit 30 of them. 1-1 delivery, fastball, and a strike called. It's 1-2. Tail end of the batting order facing Bobby Ojeda here in the home fifth inning, a 1-0 ball game. Expos were shut out last night by David Cohn. Pitching 1-2, a dead fish outside and low, 2-2. Nobody on and nobody out here in the home fifth inning. Mackie Sasser catching Bobby Ojeda. And a smack that is hit towards second base, grabbed by Wally, thrown to Hernandez, one down. Wally had to hurry in on that, wasting no time getting the throw off to Keith Hernandez. The leadoff batter retired, and Tejada, the young catcher, comes up to bat. Will Tejada batting at .250. Played this summer at Indianapolis AAA. St. Lucie Mets are doing well. They won the first game of their Florida State League Championship Series. It is fouled off, defeating the Osceola Astros. That's 2 out of 3, so if they can win this evening, they'll be champions of the Florida State League. First-year manager Clint Hurdle doing a marvelous job with them. Bobby Ojeda sighting in, and a half swing and a miss. He went around on it. Strike 2 now on Will Tejada. Florida State League is a very good Class A league. The 2-strike delivery, and this one is hit in the air to right field. Strawberry with an easy play, easing toward the line, makes the grab, 2 down. 5 in a row, retired by Bobby Ojeda. Dennis Martinez will take the turn at bat. The Redskin football game, Doug Williams passed for 444 yards. Two outs and nobody on. Here's Martinez. Incredible number of 1-0 ball games for Bobby Ojeda this year. He's already been in 4. And this one is 1-0 now in the fifth inning. Pitch thrown to the opposing pitcher is fouled off. It struck Mackie Sasser, and Mackie is hurting.
Boy, he went down like a rock on that one. Getting up, but it really shook him up. That hurt.
Bobby Ojeda in to see if he's all right. Steve Garland, the trainer, is there along with Davy Johnson. They walk him out toward the mound to give him some time to feel better.
hard as we've seen a catcher go down on a foul ball this year.
He took a real shot.
Ooh, really. Just went right straight down after the ball caught him, right underneath the mask.
Knocked him right almost on his back.
Oh, that hurt. In fact, that may have even missed the chest protector a little. It's right up around the shoulder area.
Now Mackey says, let's get it going. He crouches behind home plate and puts the signs down for the next delivery. 2 outs and nobody on. Martinez batting. Call strike on the outside corner. Bobby Ojeda has not walked a batter and has 4 strikeouts. Bobby O walks less than 2 for 9 innings. 2-strike delivery. Struck him out, swinging. 5 now for Bobby Ojeda. Expos are gone. Tail end of the batting order going 1, 2, 3. At the end of 5, 1-0 New York on the WFAN. That's Radio Network.
Sports Radio 1050, WFAN. Leather is hot this season, and the Leather Warehouse is a must destination if you're looking for selection and quality at great prices. In their 18 locations in New Jersey, Long Island, and Westchester, the Leather Warehouse offers a fabulous display of quality leather garments and accessories at remarkably good prices. Today's best silhouettes for men and women, including large sizes, are available in all the new and exciting textures, prints, and smooth leathers from the finest tanneries in the world. There are jackets for kids and a full collection of bomber and cycle jackets, too. The New York Mets put a lot of excitement into our lives. The Leather Warehouse just adds more. Now get in on the pennant race and win a pair of tickets to see the Mets play the Montreal Expos at Shea on September 16th. Just fill out an entry form today at any of the 18 Leather Warehouse locations in New Jersey, Long Island, or Westchester. There's no purchase necessary.
It's no secret that Amoco Ultimate Gasoline has a reputation for quality. But do you know why? Do you know that Amoco Ultimate has one of the highest octane ratings available? Do you know that unlike most engine cleaning gasolines, Amoco Ultimate cleans your entire fuel intake system? Do you know more drivers rate pure Amoco Ultimate the highest quality gasoline? The truth is you don't have to know. Your car knows. All you need to know is where to find it. Amoco, your car knows.
Inning coming up here in Montreal. The leaves may be changing, but the great style of members only is always in season. Members only sportswear and outerwear for the man who's always put together. And this year, members only and the League of Women Voters remind you to register and vote. There's no excuse not to. The top home run hitter in the National League, Darryl Strawberry, will lead off in the 6th inning. And it's time to play the Daily News hometown home run game. The Mets will be hitting for Don Love of Thornwood, New York, and Phyllis Suggs of the Bronx. So if any Met hits a home run, each of our contestants will win $1,000. A grand slam is worth $10,000. If no home run happens, then each of our contestants will win tickets to a future Mets game. Darryl Strawberry has drawn a walk and been struck out, so Darryl is 0 for 1. Darryl with 33 home runs and 88 runs batted in. The Mets have won 13 of their last 17 ball games. The hot streak began at Dodger Stadium when the Mets swept a 3-game series from the Dodgers. At the time they arrived at Dodger Stadium, the Dodgers had won 7 in a row. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So the Mets are 13 out of 17 since then. 4-2 on this road trip. Lost the second game in Pittsburgh and the first game in Chicago. Bidding for a sweep of a series here, it would be sweet revenge. When the Mets were here in June, Montreal swept the series. Now the pitch to Darryl by Dennis Martinez is low, 1-1. Final game of that Montreal sweep in June was a tough game to swallow. Sid Fernandez had a 2-hit shutout over the first 8 innings. And a breaking ball strike on the inside corner, 1-2. Randy Myers came on for the 9th. He's only had about 3 bad outings all year long, and that was one of the 3. Galarraga hit a 3-run homer, tied the game, and then Montreal won it. Ground ball hit slowly towards shortstop. Fielding the ball is Wallach. The throw to first in time for the out. So Strawberry has grounded out. Martinez will keep the ball on the ground. Kevin McReynolds singled in the game's only run in the first inning. For Big Mac, his 81st run batted in. Right-hander against right-hander. And the pitch on the way. It is a line shot hit over short, a base hit to left. So Kevin McReynolds, his second hit of the afternoon, a clean single to left field. That is the sixth hit for New York. Mets are out hitting Montreal 6-3 and leading 1-0. Johnson getting his turn against Dennis Martinez. The pitch by the right-hander, and he holds on the swing, but it's over for a call strike. Each of the last 2 years, Kevin McReynolds has been well over 90 in runs batted in. He should get over 90 again. Big Mac has 81 right now. He had 95 last year. Pitch to Howard Johnson, and Howard swings and hits it high in the air down the left field line. The shortstop Rivera is on the run. It'll be a foul ball out of play. The stands jut out to almost to the foul line. When you get down in the corners, it went into the stands. Tim Wallach, Luis Rivera, and Tracy Jones all were after it. Tomorrow night, the Mets are at Shea playing the Pirates. Pirates are losing their ball game to starving Marvin Freeman and the Philadelphia Phils today. Obviously, if the Mets could win, they'd have a 10-game lead over the Pittsburgh Pirates. If the Pirates lose and the Mets win, the magic number would drop to 12. McReynolds on first base. And again, it's popped up down the left field line. Everybody going after it again. Wallach may have a play. He does. Makes the catch. And a throw to first base, not in time. McReynolds getting back. So Howard Johnson popping the ball up down the left field line. Caught in fair territory by Tim Wallach. Pretty good play. 2 down, a runner on first, and Mackie Sasser will be the batter. Situation like this. Kevin McReynolds might try to steal second. Mac does not try too often, but when he does, he's unbelievably successful. Mets are hitting for Don Love of Thornwood, New York, and Phyllis Suggs of the Bronx. In the Daily News hometown home run inning. Kevin McReynolds is 18 for 18 stealing bases this year. He draws a throw. And he has stolen 29 in a row going back over last year. Davey Lopes has the mark, 38, while playing for the Dodgers. Quick throw to first. Close play. He just got back. Martinez really came after him with real intent, and he almost had him. One nothing New York. We're in the top of the sixth inning. Now the veteran right-hander throws to first base. He's back. I think Kevin really has it on his mind, and Martinez says you're not going to get it. Will Tejada, a young catcher, is behind the plate. But the pitcher on the mound is a real pro, 12-year pro, Dennis Martinez. Kevin moving out now to the edge of that sliding box. And the pitch on the way. He was not running. 1 ball and no strikes. Mackie Sasser lashed a hard line drive double to right center field his last time up. Mets have had 5 left on base. Now McReynolds moving away. There he goes. The pitch is swung on and it's popped up. Foul ball is playable. Tejada called off. Wallach, the third baseman, makes the grab and foul ground. The inning is over. McReynolds was running on the pitch. No runs, a hit, 1 left on. Middle of the sixth inning in Montreal. New York 1, Montreal nothing on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Dr. Zabatek?
Yes?
I still can't face a computer in the office.
Miss Laprensky, don't worry. I found a cure.
Is that true?
All you need is a fully IBM-compatible Head Start computer. Every day for the rest of your life.
Another computer, Dr. Zabatek?
A Head Start is not just another computer. With a Head Start, you can be using it for the first time in just minutes.
But what about the filing they want me to do in the office?
With a Head Start, it's a piece of cake.
And the letter writing and spreadsheets and keeping Mr. Zablecki's date book?
The programs are all included.
Easy to use, does everything I need.
And Head Start has room for expansion. It will grow with you as your needs grow.
Oh, Doctor, your analysis is correct. I'm going to get a Head Start and figure out how to pay you.
Good. And I'll prepare your bill on my Head Start.
The Head Start computer, built to be compatible with you. You can find Head Start by Vendex at all 47th Street photo locations.
Would you like to play ball with Bud Harrelson, Roy McMillan, Felix Millan, and many more Mets heroes? Next January, you get your chance at Mets Dream Week. For one magical week, you'll train and play alongside Charles, Dyer, Hunt, and more at the brand new St. Lucie County Sports Complex in Port St. Lucie, Florida, the winter home of the New York Mets. For complete information on this Mets fan's dream of a lifetime, call 718-706-4100.
Top of the batting order, facing Bobby Ojeda in the bottom half of the sixth inning. The leadoff hitter, Rex Hudler, is the batter. Batting right-handed against Bobby, he's 0 for 2. And a swing and a pop foul. Howard Johnson hoping for a play. Nope. It'll go over the dugout and go into the crowd. The game is over in Pittsburgh. The Phillies have beaten the Pirates 7-4. Marvin Freeman, the winner. DeCulvey came on in the seventh inning. Only one pitcher in baseball history appearing in more games than Kent DeCulvey. He's right here today. Part of the old-timers game, Hoyt Wilhelm. Now the windup and the pitch on the way. It swung on and missed. Strike two. I said to Hoyt before the game, Sarge, it looks like DeCulvey's going to take your name out of the record books. He said, I don't care. Let him have it. Two-strike delivery is swung on, hit on the ground to shortstop. The hurry throw, head first slide, he's out. Hudler, a head first slide, made that a very close play. Now that's when you're really hustling, when you slide head first into first base.
He spent a lot of time in the minor leagues, and he just soon not go back there. So this may be nothing to the Montreal Expos, whether they win or lose, but to individuals like Hutzler, it means a lot. It's where I'm going to be next year.
Those two players they brought up, Hudler and Nixon, both have about 10 years in the minor leagues, and they are trying so hard to stay. Hudler probably has a better chance, although Nixon is a fantastic defensive outfielder. Hudler probably will hit a little more, taking high. Second base became a big problem with Montreal this year, and when the season began, well, even before that, back in spring training, they thought they were in great shape at second base. The 1-0 delivery is swung on and missed by Tracy Jones. They thought they were so well off that they didn't try to re-sign Vance Law. They let him become a free agent. So he signed with the Cubs. He had a big year. Casey Candell and Johnny Paredes were not able to do it. And it's hit foul to the right and out of play. Candell later was traded to the Astros and wound up playing AAA. Johnny Paredes had to go back to Indianapolis. So you never know. Phillies have beaten the Pirates 7-4. So if the Mets can win, they'll have a 10-game lead over Pittsburgh. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2. St. Louis leading the Chicago Cubs 3-2. Last of the eighth inning in St. Louis. Ken Daly is on in relief of Jose De Leon. Pitching 2-2. A little bit low, 3-2. San Diego got 7 runs in the second inning. Now they're in the eighth inning. It is 7-0 San Diego. Grand slam home run by Marvell Wynn. His 11th home run of the year. Payoff pitch. And it is swung on, hit in the air to deep center field. Dykstra easing back, makes the catch. 2 men down. We pause for station identification on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Stop apologizing for me. Set me free if you don't like it. Fire me!
Pete Franklin, weekdays 3 till 7 on Sports Radio 1050 WFAN, New York.
Bob Murphy with Gary Thorne. Andres Galarraga, the batter. 2 outs and nobody on. 1-0 New York. Reds and Dodgers, no score in the third. Tom Browning and Tim Belcher. Houston 2, San Francisco nothing at the end of 3. Billy Hatcher and Craig Biggio have hit home runs. Detroit and the Yankees 3-3. Bottom half of the 9th inning in New York. Now the pitch by Bobby O. Dead fish, outside and low, ball 1. At Fenway Park, Cleveland beat the Red Sox 4-2. White Sox lead Minnesota 2-0 there in the 8th. Baltimore beat Toronto 4-2. The Big Cat takes it outside and low, ball 2. Kansas City had a 5-1 lead over Oakland. That is right. It is now tied 6-6 at the end of 6. Swung on and missed 2-1. Milwaukee leading Seattle 5-1 there in the 8th inning. Brewers got 4 runs in the 5th inning. And Texas leads California 4-2 at the end of 6. Former Angels manager Gene Mott here today on Old Timers Day. And a ground ball hit toward the middle. Backhand grab. Throw by Wally. Won't get him. Beautiful play by Wally Backman. Backhand stab running full speed behind the second base bag. The off-balance throw could not get him.
Outstanding play. Wally's showing that leg is fine. He's stolen a base, and he's wide ranging to his right on that one, and then had the throw out balance. It was just too far to make a good throw.
Only the 4th hit off Bobby Ojeda. It is a 2-out single. And Mike Fitzgerald will be the hitter. Fitz playing the outfield today. First time he's played the outfield since he played there with the Tidewater Tides in 1981. Fitzgerald has struck out and bounced out 0 for 2. Now Bobby Ojeda will check the runner. A little bit wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Fitzgerald has 18 RBIs for the year, and I think 10 of the 18 he collected with the bases loaded various times up. 1 ball and no strikes to Fitzgerald. And the pitch by Bobby Ojeda, low and away, 2-0. Bobby has not walked a batter, has struck out 5, and given up 4 base hits. It's a 1-0 ball game. Once again, Bobby Ojeda working without the luxury of runs. Pitching for a team that leads the National League in runs scored. Strike call to the outside corner, 2-1. Mets have regained the National League lead in runs scored. The Giants passed the Mets and have been on top for quite a while. Now the Mets have regrouped and regained the lead. Ojeda from the stretch. 2-1 pitch. Fastball over, a strike. And it's 2-2 on Mike Fitzgerald. Mets are flying home after the game today. A 10-game homestand. Games are chopping down now in a hurry. Let's have 13 home games left. 7 on the road. Bobby Ojeda glanced to first, and a number hit foul down the first baseline and out of play. After the game today, the Mets will have 6 road games left. 3 in St. Louis and 3 in Philadelphia. They'll have a weekend in St. Louis, 3 in Philadelphia. Come home for the last series of the season against St. Louis. Cardinals are playing very, very well right now, but of course they're loose and relaxed. They're not going anywhere. But for the last 3 weeks, they've been playing awfully good baseball. Throw to first is not in time. Cardinals could get to 500. They were buried for a long time. They are 69 and 73 right now. At the moment, they've won 8 out of their last 10. Ojeda delivers 2-2, and it's a smash on the ground to third, fielded by Hojo. Throw to second, force play, and that retires the side. So the inning is over as Fitzgerald hits into a force. No runs, a hit, a man left on. At the end of 6, New York won, Montreal nothing. on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Sports Radio 10.
Seventh inning, Gary Thorne. It seems like Bobby Ojeda goes out there. You get to work a 1-0 game.
Well, I'll tell you, this has been a tough one. New York Mets have the lead, but it is tenuous. It came in the first inning. Bobby Ojeda's had all kinds of these kind of ball games all season without much run support. With him on the mound, the Mets have won 11 and lost 16 in the 27 starts he's had this season. And he has had just 62 runs scored in the innings he's pitched this season. That works out to about 2 runs per 9 innings. That is not very much. Kevin Elster leads it off and hits the first pitch down the left field line, deep but curving foul, and it will be in the stands. No play. Strike one. Elster, 0 for 2, has struck out and grounded out. Bobby Ojeda's on deck, and then Lenny Dykstra will be up. The Mets, who came into this game with the bats just red hot, kicking away. 49 runs in the last 4 games, 53 hits, and it's 1-0 here. Pitch is swung on to loop toward center. Second baseman will get there to cut it off. Hudler makes the catch. Elster retired. 1 away here in the top half of the 7th inning. Bobby Ojeda is single and has struck out in his 2 times to the plate. Dennis Martinez has gone the distance for the Expos. 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Ojeda has not walked a batter, and he has struck out 5. Bobby is averaging just 1.65 strikeouts per 9 innings this season. Outstanding control for the Mets left-hander. Delivery is taken for a strike call. Will be interesting when the Mets get to the playoffs, how they will move this rotation around. 0-1 pitch outside. Bobby Ojeda's been the only one of the 5 regular Mets starters who has not had a good home record. He is 6-10 at Shea and 3-3 on the road. So would you put him in one of the first 2 games on the road in the playoffs that the Mets play, or hold him until you get home, or put him in the bullpen? 1-1 pitch, inside corner, strike 1 and 2.
If I had to guess, and that's exactly what it is, a guess, I would say Dwight Gooden and David Cohn in the first 2 at Dodger Stadium.
I would almost, for some reason, I have a feeling Ojeda's going to pitch on the road. I don't know why. Pitch is swung on and missed. Strike him out.
Yeah, you might very well be right.
I don't have any reason for saying that, other than just a feeling that because Darling has had such a great success record at home, and David Cohn has been good both places, might get Ojeda in if it was the Dodgers who have trouble against left-handers on the road, and then put Darling and Cohn back.
The only thing against that argument is that the guys that pitch the first 2 games can come back for game 6 and 7.
That's right. Leadoff batter Dykstra takes the pitch outside for a ball. That's 7 strikeouts now for Martinez in the game. Pitching a strong game. Playoff start in the West for the National League. 2 there, 3 in the East, and then, if necessary, 2 more in the West. Delivery to Dykstra is grounded down to first. Galarraga makes the play. He'll go to the bag himself, and that's about the easiest inning that either pitcher's had in this game. 3 up, 3 down. 7th inning stretch time in Montreal. 1-0 New York on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
WFAN. So, Fenwick.
Yes, sir.
Do you have the new jingle for Bimbleman's Light Beer?
Yes, sir, Mr. Bimbleman. Hit it, girls.
Bimbleman's Light is the light that's right, but only when you're out of Bud Light.
Nifty, huh?
Fenwick, you mentioned the competition in our jingle.
Oh, you mean Bud Light? I had to, sir.
Had to? Why?
Well, people prefer Bud Light at picnics, parties, ball games, banquets. The list goes on.
Okay, so when do people prefer us?
Well, let's see. 24th, right after dying of thirst. See, when it comes to smooth taste, one light outshines them all.
Bud Light.
And the less filling beer is...
Bud Light.
But people do prefer our 6-pack.
Oh, good. Why is that?
It has 1 of ours and 5 Bud Lights.
Oh.
Ask for Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
So, Fenwick, don't you have any other jingle ideas?
Well, I did try one other. It's the honest approach.
Well, let's hear it.
Hit it, girl.
Bud Light's the one for you and your honey. But please occasionally buy Bimbleman, cause you really need the money.
Well, it is honest.
Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
A bank can sound like this.
Hello, Mr. Frank. Nice to see you again.
Or like this. Choose the personal touch, and there's a neighborhood branch of Ridgewood Savings Bank for you.
Banking at Ridgewood means great mortgage rates, student loans, free checking, life insurance, and more from people who care. Ridgewood, the savings bank with a personal touch. Member FDIC, equal housing, equal opportunity lender.
Bye. See you next week.
I'm Gary Carter. For work, dress, or play, ask for my watch, and the watch whose name you see here at Shea Stadium. Armatron, America's watch for quality, styling, and value.
Tim Wallach will lead it off. He has struck out and popped out as the Expos come up in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Wallach hitting at .257 with 11 home runs. He's left some people on base in this series. Fouled off. Back into the stand, strike one. Wallach, Rivera, and Nixon up here. 1 run, 6 hits for the Mets, no runs, and 4 hits for the Expos. 4 singles by the Expos. They have left 4 on, only 2 in scoring position against Bobby Ojeda today. 0-1 deliveries, catches the outside corner, 0-2. Mets have left 6 on, 3 in scoring position. McReynolds the only RBI. Wally Backman scored, getting a walk in the first, stole second, and a 2-out single by McReynolds brought him home. That's all the scoring we've had. The 0-2 delivery is swung on and missed, struck him out. And Wallach did not get a good swing at that and has not looked good in these 3 games. 6 strikeouts for Bobby Ojeda. Luis Rivera 0 for 2. He has struck out and popped out. Electronic scoreboard revving up. The Olympic Stadium crowd has not had much to cheer about today. 32,567 paid attendance here today. Rivera hitting .230. Pitch to the right-handed hitting shortstop is chopped too short. Played there by Elster over to Hernandez in time. 2 down.
Gary, you have to believe this is probably the last good crowd they'll have.
That's right. After this, they are not going to have big draws. The season is over. That's, as with every other ball club, bring a lot of people into the ballpark. The Expos falling 13.5 games behind already. Just a matter now of playing it out. Nixon, .227 batting average, swings and misses on the dead fish pitch. Strike one. Ojeda waiting for Nixon to get back into the batter's box. Delivery to him. He squared around to bunt, took it. Missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ojeda's been so effective this season, but the record will not show it. You look back and see the 9-13 will not tell the story he's done. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and looped towards left field. Shortstop Elster back, makes the catch. Had time to get underneath it. And Bobby Ojeda has a strong inning. 3 up, 3 down. That's 7. And the Mets still have that 1-0 lead on the WFAN Mets radio network.
Sports Radio 1050, WFAN.
Someone put a bender in my left front fender. Leave it to the good hands, people. I got a dent in the door of my 4x4. Leave it to the good hands, people. I was at a red light. I heard a terrible thunk. I looked in my mirror. There was a bust in my trunk. Leave it to the good hands, people. You're in good hands with Allstate.
A little accident can be a big pain, so Allstate makes it easy to handle your claim. Just call us up. We'll arrange to inspect the damage, and in most cases, you'll get a settlement on the spot. So see an Allstate agent before you hit the road, or anything else.
I parked in a lot in a place that I trusted, but when I returned, my headlights were busted. Leave it to the good hands, people. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Allstate Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
The excitement is back. Beautiful Belmont Park is open for the Fall Championship meet. Every day except Tuesdays, you can cheer as the best take on the best at Belmont, where champions are born and legends live. So come on out to Belmont Park. It's easy. Just take the Cross Island Parkway to exit 26B or the Belmont Special direct from Penn Station. First race post time is 1 o'clock. Beautiful Belmont Park, the championship track. This is where you belong.
Dennis Martinez hasn't had much to work with as far as runs are concerned either. We were talking about that being true for Bobby Ojeda. He had 3 complete games in his last 4 starts, and in all 3 complete games he's lost. So he hasn't exactly had a ton to work with. They've scored 8 runs in his last 7 losses. They haven't scored any here in this one. Mets will try and get somebody else on. Give Bobby Ojeda a little more to work with, as it'll be Backman, Hernandez, and Strawberry up here in the top half of the 8th inning. Well, he's played a strong game and has drawn 2 walks, 0 for 1 officially, but scored the only run in that first inning. Back off the DL, and the leg showing no sign of any pain. Good job of fielding and has stolen a base. Pitch to Backman is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Wally out on August 26th on that hamstring aggravation. Placed on the 15-day DL, just back to play here today. You missed it earlier. Greg Jeffries, some back spasms, nothing serious. They're resting him today. Pitch misses up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kevin McReynolds is over that virus that he suffered through for a couple of days, where he had the double vision. Back playing last night and again in the lineup today. 1-1 delivery by Martinez. Backman fouls it off his foot. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Wally.
Kevin McReynolds had the game-winning RBI last night. If this game winds up 1-0, he's got still another one.
Got another one. It's been part of that consistency that he's had all season long. He's had big hits and had the average, and he's second in game-winning RBIs to Eric Davis. Davis has 19, McReynolds 15 right now, 16 if it ends up being today's game-winning RBI. Top half of the 8th, 1-0, New York on top. Dennis Martinez delivers 1 and 2 to Backman, and he missed outside with it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Martinez will go to the back of the mound. Most pitchers rub up new baseballs. Dennis Martinez rubs up the baseball on every pitch, whether it's new or not. One of the reasons why he is so deliberate. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that misses down low, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Backman back into the batter's box. Martinez winds, delivers 3-2. And he missed outside. Backman draws another walk. All 3 walks given up by Martinez today have gone to Wally Backman. So Wally's on, and that will bring up Keith Hernandez. Hernandez had a single in the 3rd inning, otherwise has struck out and grounded out. Wally Backman at first already has a stolen base. So Martinez will keep an eye on him. 1-0 game here, so the Mets want to try and push this run around if they can. Martinez looking to first. Wally goes. Pitch out. Throw down by Tejada. High. They get the tag down, but not in time. They had the pitch out, but Tejada could not get the throw on the money. That's twice he's thrown high, where he's had chances to pick runners off stealing bases and hasn't gotten them today. So Wally Backman gets another stolen base, his 2nd of the day. Gets himself in scoring position for Keith Hernandez. They called it right, but did not execute. And now Hernandez with a chance to give the Mets another run. Frankie Sassers had a double in the game. That's been extra base hit. Martinez again to the high set. Looks back at Wally Backman. Delivery to Martinez, and it's a strike to Hernandez. Caught the outside corner. Mets will get John Mitchell and Bob McClure up and throwing in the bullpen now. In case the Mets get a rally going here and they get down to the bottom of the order, which is a long way to go. 1-1 count. Martinez ready. Delivery. Hernandez fouls it back. Martinez goes ahead on the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mets have now reached that 40-game mark in road wins this season. 44 at home and 40 on the road. And they are 28 games above the 500 mark. 6-2 here in the month of September as they put surge on, drawing away from the Pirates, who've already lost today, and the Mets could extend it to a 10-game lead with a victory here. 1-2 delivery by Martinez is inside. Hernandez backed off, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes now. On at second base. Wally steps off, taking a look around. Nobody sneaking in on him at second. Martinez ready. Looks back. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And that missed outside. And Martinez goes full in the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Martinez has had good control today as far as walking people are concerned, but he has thrown a lot of pitches, moves the ball around a lot. He's not overpowering, mixes the pitches up, and in working the ball in and out, tends to go 2-2, 3-2 on a lot of hitters. 3-2 count here. Right-hander's delivery. That's swung on, hit in the air to center. It'll back Otis Nixon up a few steps, turns around and comes in, now makes the catch. Wally fakes to go to third. Nixon gets the throw in, and Backman goes back to second. 1 down. Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry will try and get Backman home now. Darryl with 88 runs batted in. 0 for 2 and a walk in this game. Martinez walking around behind the mound here. Strawberry waiting in the batter's box. Darryl lifetime this season against Martinez, 4 hits, 4 for 11, including 1 home run. Delivery is swung on and missed. Strike 1. He gave it a big cut. Looking for the long ball on that one. Outfield straight away and deep on Darryl. Infield will back up at short second. Hudler will be playing beyond that demarcation line on the carpet. It's in shallow right field. Martinez 0-1 pitch. Strawberry takes the breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Martinez gets the sign from Will Tejada. Backman off second. Pitch is swung on and missed. 1-2. That another off-speed delivery, and Strawberry was fooled by that one. He turns around to Eric Gregg to find out where the pitch was. Looked like it might have been a little bit low. 2 off-speed deliveries to Strawberry. Martinez ahead on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down. New York leads it 1-0, scoring in the first inning. And it's been Martinez and Ojeda going through this one. Strawberry asks for timeout. Martinez ready again. The 1-2 delivery. Strawberry takes the fastball inside. 2-2. hold Backman at second, cheating in behind him a little. Now moves back. 2-2 delivery. Outside with it. And the count is again 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, Martinez trying to get Strawberry to go after a pitch that was inside, then came back one that was outside. Strawberry laid off both of them. And the count is full 3-2. Rivera moved way around behind Backman and almost directly behind second base, but Backman had not stepped off any lead and saw him coming. Here's the 3-2 delivery. Strawberry swings, hits the ball to right. It'll back up Fitzgerald on the warning track. He's going to have room. Makes the catch. Backman played it halfway, has to go back to second base. Strawberry flies out deep to right center field. 2 down. Kevin McReynolds, a chance for another RBI. Before he steps in, we'll step out for station identification on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Hi. Nice intro, Ed. Join Mike Francesa and Ed Coleman weekdays 10 to noon on Sports Radio, 1050 WFAN in New York.
Gary Thorne and Bob Murphy with you, and Kevin McReynolds is up. Mac hitting 284, has had a 2 for 3 days. And now he's got a shot at getting another RBI. Runner at second and 2 down. Wally Backman, who led this off with a walk, stole second. And he's still there at second base. The pitch to McReynolds, fastball right down the middle for a strike called. So if you want the great taste of Bud Light, you got to make the best call of the night. Ask for Bud Light, because everything else is just a light. Martinez looks back, the 0-1 pitch. McReynolds hits the ball to left deep. This will back up Jones at the warning track, at the wall, jumping up. Goodbye, home run! Kevin McReynolds continues hot, and Bobby Ojeda will love that one. For McReynolds, home run number 21. RBIs now 82 and 83, and the Mets have a 3-0 lead. He has been Mr. Clutch all season long, and he comes through again. For McReynolds, that'll be his 4th home run against the Expos this season. The Mets now have hit 21 home runs off Montreal pitchers and 14 here. And McReynolds piles the RBIs up. He now has 11 against the Expos.
That has to be one of his better home runs of the year. What a lift Bobby Ojeda will get from that.
Howard Johnson up. Strike called to him. Bobby had to wonder whether they were ever going to get any more. So McReynolds pumps it out, 7th hit for the Mets. And it came with 2 down. The 0-1 delivery. Hojo hits it to left, not deep. Jones charging in, racing in, can't get it, bounces off his glove into foul territory. Hojo's at second, and that's where he'll stop. The shortstop Rivera down there to back it up. Towering pop-up. It'll be a base hit and an error. Error on the left fielder playing at Jones, allowing Hojo to move to second base. Oh, Howard Johnson's on with a single. Mets now have 8 hits off Martinez. Mackey Sasser's up. Sasser's had a double and 3 times to the plate.
They might put him on with Kevin Elster on deck.
First base open. Now they're going to take the error away and call it a double. No error on that last one. Credit Hojo with a double. And they will give the intentional pass to Mackey Sasser, the left-handed hitter. And that will put runners at first and second for Kevin Elster. Ball 2 outside to Sasser. Martinez delivers ball 3. And there's ball 4.
Gary, the magic number will be down to 12 if the Mets win here today. And obviously they're playing the Pirates the next 2 nights at Shea Stadium. That number can get pretty small in a hurry.
Yeah, it can get real small in a hurry. That will be home. That week and a half stand. Now Kevin Elster up. Elster hitting at 212, 2 on, and 2 down. Kevin's 0 for 3 in this one. The pitch to him is swung on and fouled off outside of first. That's now with a 3-0 lead on 8 hits. Howard Johnson at second base. Mackey Sassers on at first. Kevin McReynolds had gone a while between home runs. He hadn't had a home run since the 22nd of August. He got one off John Tudor in Los Angeles on that West Coast trip. It's the last one he'd had. He's had a lot of hits and RBIs, though, in the middle. Martinez 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball missing down low. Martinez now has given up 19 home runs this season. 1-1 count on Elster. Martinez looks back to second. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, down to third. And it'll be caught, and that's it. Line drive. Olliff was able to haul it in and hang on. Elster's retired. Mets, however, add 2 runs, and they'll do it on a couple of hits and leave 2 on base. The end of 7.5 innings. Mets now lead 3-0 on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
I want to tell you about a personal...
The revised edition of the 1988 New York Mets yearbook is now available. Included are action color photos of all the Mets, an updated team picture. There's a new cover celebrating Shea Stadium's 25th anniversary, and a very special 2-page section on Tom Seaver. To get your copy by mail, send a check or a money order made payable to the New York Mets for $5, plus $2 postage and handling. The address is Mets Yearbook, Post Office Box 9559, Trenton, New Jersey, 08650. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery, and New Jersey residents, please add 6% sales tax.
Will Tejada, the catcher, leads it off. Mookie Wilson has come in for Darryl Strawberry in right field. Defensive change for the Mets. Ojeda's delivery is outside for a ball. Pinch hitter Wallace Johnson out on deck to pinch hit for the pitcher Martinez, and then the top of the order Rex Hudler. Tejada's had a single and has flied out 1 for 2. Not a lot of playing time this season for Will Tejada. Pitch is swung on and hit down the left field line, foul. That'll be in the stands. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tejada has played in only 5 games this season with the big club. Nelson Santavena doing the majority of the catching this season for Montreal. Here's the 1-1 by Ojeda. That's swung on and fouled off the other way down the right field line. And Ojeda goes ahead on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bobby O has not walked the batter, and he has struck out 6. Has given up all singles, the 4 hits. Galarraga has had 2 of them. Montreal with just 2 runners left on in scoring position. 1-2 delivery, check swing, strike 3 called on the inside corner. Got him with the off-speed curve. 7 strikeouts for Bobby Ojeda. Wallace Johnson, the pinch hitter. As Martinez takes the loss here, it'll be another tough one for him. Martinez working 8 innings in the ball game, charged with the 3 runs on 8 hits. Walked 5, 1 intentional, struck out 7, and 1 home run, a big one to Kevin McReynolds. Wallace Johnson, premier pinch hitter in the major leagues. He's had another strong season coming off the bench. Delivery to him is up high, ball 1. 18 pinch hits, 57 times up as a pinch hitter. Ojeda into the windup, and he missed outside with that one. 2 balls and no strikes. Wallace Johnson will be followed by the top of the order. Quick update for you on our Major League scoreboard. In the National League, the Pirates lost their game to Philadelphia 7-4. St. Louis beat Chicago 3-2 today. That one swung on, hit to right, not deep. Mookie Wilson charging in, will not get to it. Fair ball. Johnson on his way to second base. Mookie's throw not in time. A stand-up double. 19 pinch hits for Wallace Johnson. Just put that one down the right field line and in no man's land. So he's on at second base with one away, and Rex Hudler, who is 0 for 3, stands in. Montreal gets the extra base hit off Bobby Ojeda. That's where that home run by Kevin McReynolds makes such a difference. Instead of that runner at second base representing potential tying run now, they still need to get somebody else on to get to that point. One away. A delivery is outside. Wallace Johnson now with that pinch hit has tied Jose Morales for the Montreal record. Career pinch hits at 58. Wallace Johnson about ready to step into the record books with his next pinch hit for the Expos. Ojeda's 1-0 delivery. That swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hudler. Hudler has not had a hit in this series as he has gone 0 for 6. 1-1 count here with 1 away. Delivery by Ojeda is swung on, hit in the air to left. Kevin McReynolds coming in. This is a bloop. Shortstop Elster calling for it, makes the catch. Throws into second. Johnson gets back in time. Hudler retired on the pop out. 2 down, and Tracy Jones with a single and 3 times up. Bobby Ojeda a chance to get out of this one now without giving up a run, despite the double picked up by Wallace Johnson with 1 away. Right-handed hitter waiting. Ojeda checking the runner. The delivery is a fastball strike. San Diego downed Atlanta 8-2 today. The Dodgers lead Cincinnati 2-0 in the 6th. Gibson set his 25th home run. Houston leading San Francisco 2-1 in the 6th. Yankees are in extra innings with Detroit 3-3. Ball over the mound towards short. Elster, quick throw to first, and he got it there in time. Good play by Kevin Elster to get the out. No runs, a hit, and a base runner left on in scoring position at the end of 8. 3-0 New York on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Sports Radio 1050, WFAN. The U.S. team has swept this event. Tell me, gentlemen, how does it feel to be wearing those prized medals?
Fine. Terrific. Great. But when do I get my Big Mac sandwich?
Big Mac?
Yeah.
Oh, that's McDonald's. When the U.S. wins, you win Olympic games.
But we won. Yeah.
No, you won different games.
Huh?
You've got to win McDonald's game to win McDonald's prizes.
How do you train for that?
Yeah, how?
Yeah, how?
No training. Just collect game pieces. And if the U.S. team wins the event on your card, you could win a food prize. Big Mac, regular fries, medium Coca-Cola, or $100,000 in Olympic gold coins instantly.
Good deal. So from South Korea, where's the nearest participating McDonald's?
In Lihue, Hawaii.
Which one?
The one on 3113 Cohio Highway.
Thought so. Let's go. Worth a try. I can't believe we entered the wrong games. Yeah.
Play McDonald's when the U.S. wins, you win Olympic game. Must be 12 or older to play. No purchase necessary. Game ends October 3rd, 1988.
Thought so.
But hurry. Hurry? Yes, the game doesn't last forever.
It doesn't? It doesn't?
No, and the more you play, the better your chances of winning.
Thought so.
So go to McDonald's today and start playing.
There's an air of excitement here at Dollar Dry Dock. People are coming from all over to get their hands on a new Rising Rate CD. Get a great rate on a 12-month CD, and if rates go up anytime during the second 6 months, you have the option of locking in a higher rate by switching to a 6-month CD rate for the remainder of the 12-month term. It's a limited offer, so hurry into your local Dollar Dry Dock Financial Center today for a Rising Rate CD. There goes one now. Dollar Dry Dock, much more than a bank. Member FDIC.
Get your fall wardrobe started in style with the latest fashions from Members Only. Sportswear and outerwear that's always in season. Members Only and the League of Women Voters remind you to participate in this fall's election. On November 8th, vote. There's no excuse not to. We are ready for the 9th inning and a new pitcher with Bob Murphy.
The new pitcher is Joe Hesketh, a left-hander. 29-year-old southpaw out of Lackawanna, New York. Coming back from arm surgery performed last July. Before the arm injury, Joe Hesketh was a starting pitcher and a pretty good one. He has had to take over a new role in baseball after the operation that as a relief pitcher. Bobby Ojeda leading off in the 9th inning, Mets with a 3-0 lead. The pitch by Hesketh is a strike call. 3 years ago, Hesketh as a starting pitcher was 10-5. And a swing and a miss by Bobby. Strike 2. Bobby Ojeda will be trying for his 5th shutout when he faces Montreal in the bottom half of the 9th. It would tie a career high. He had 5 one year with the Red Sox. And it would be the 22nd of the year for the New York Mets. The 69 World Championship Mets had 28 shutouts, not a National League record. The St. Louis Cardinals hold that record. It is 30. And a breaking ball outside and low. I think that year Bob Gibson had 12 or 13, maybe 13. 68 when his ERA was 1.12. That was the year of the pitcher. Inside and high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 on Bobby Ojeda. And the left-hander fires outside low, ball 3, 3-2. New York 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Montreal, no runs, 5 hits, and no errors. I didn't realize it until Jay Horowitz told us a moment ago. The Mets have never swept a 3-game series at Olympic Stadium. 3-2 delivery and a ground ball right back to Joe Hesketh, 1 man down. Now the leadoff hitter, Lynn Dykstra. Lenny a single in 4 times at bat. The pitching star, Bobby Ojeda. The hitting star, Kevin McReynolds. Big Mac has knocked in all 3 of the New York runs. Singled home, Wally Backman in the first. And with Wally on base again in the 8th inning, hit a 2-run homer. So Wally has scored 2 of the 3. Kevin has the other. Tim Wallach playing in close at third with Dykstra batting. Guarding against the bunt possibility, it's ball 1. Montreal continues the homestand. They'll be playing the Cardinals here tomorrow night, while the Mets are home at Shea playing the Pirates. And Dykstra fouls it away, 1-1. Cardinals winning today. They've now won 9 of their last 11. Final road trip of the year. The Mets go to St. Louis and Philadelphia. Look out, way inside. He just got away from that one. Nasty fastball, high and tight. Dykstra staring out toward the mound saying, hey, cut that out.
That was up there, too. A little chin music right there.
Not the kind of music you like to listen to. 2 balls and a strike to Lynn Dykstra. Left-hander against left-hander. And Lenny hits a ground ball right at Rex Hudler. Hudler, the second baseman, throws to Galarraga, 2 men down. And Wally will come up batting right-handed. Wally returning to the lineup today has been up 4 times. He has drawn 3 walks. And twice after drawing a walk, he came around to score. Both times driven in by Kevin McReynolds. So this time, Wally is a right-hand batter. Ron Darling will pitch tomorrow night. Dwight Gooden on Tuesday night at Shea Stadium. And the pitch on the way to Wally. A strike call to the outside corner. Very important start for Doc on Tuesday night as he bids for his second 20-game season. He'll probably have 4 remaining starts. Taken high by Wally Backman. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Gooden needs to win 3 of his remaining 4 or possibly 5 starts in order to get to 20. The 1-1 pitch. Slider inside, ball 2, 2-1 to Wally Backman. David Cohn, had he been in the starting rotation all year, he'd have 20 right now the way he's pitched. David is 16-3, 4 shutouts. The 2-1 pitch is over, a call strike, 2-2. Ninth inning in Montreal, game that did not start until after 3 o'clock. It was preceded by the annual Old Timers event. waiting on a 2-2 pitch. And it is swung on and missed. Struck him out. The side retired. So the Mets are down 1-2-3 before Joe Heskey. In the middle of the ninth inning in Montreal, the Mets 3, the Expos nothing on the WFAN Mets Radio Network.
Sports Radio 1050, WFAN.
Okay, Gary, it's time. Right. Time for great year-end deals on great Japanese import cars at Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
No. Time for another Mets trivia question. Who did the Mets play in their first regular season game?
Oh, no, you don't. We're talking about a sensational new turbo sports sedan, Conquest TSI, imported for Chrysler. It's got the power, performance, and looks to make even a Mazda run for cover.
Come on. I need a name.
Okay, I'll give you two. Colt and Colt Vista, imported for Plymouth. Colt gives you advanced engineering and high quality at an easy price. Colt Vista is the little wagon with a lot of room, and you can switch to four-wheel drive on the go. If you're looking for the right import at the right price, it's at your Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Now, what was the question?
The Mets' very first regular season game, who did they play?
Cardinals, April 11th, 1962, and the Cards won it 11-4.
I'll get you on the next commercial.
Sure.
Hi, Freddie Roman for Bonds. If you're a big or tall man and you've just about given up finding a men's store that has your size at a price you can afford, listen, Bonds has the most complete big and tall department for men in the New York metropolitan area, with a tremendous selection in your size and at lower prices than other stores charge for regular sizes. Suits, coats to size 60, shirts to 4X, and these are famous name brands. Just one more reason why gentlemen prefer Bonds for fashion menswear.
Batting order facing Bobby Ojeda in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Andres Galarraga is the leadoff batter. The pitch by Bobby O. Fastball over, strike one called. Randy Myers throwing very easily out of the New York Mets bullpen. 3-0 New York. It's now the bottom half of the ninth. The pitch on the way, and it's swung on and fouled going out of play to the right. That ricochets around to the seats. Paid crowd today on Old Timers Day of 32,567. Montreal will be at Shea Stadium next weekend. A Friday night game and then day game Saturday and Sunday. High and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody on and nobody out, bottom half of the ninth inning. Ojeda trying for his 5th shutout. And it's hit foul by the big cat down the right field line, no play. Galarraga has been the most successful hitter against Bobby Ojeda today. He has 2 hits in 3 times at bat. Bobby is working on a 5-hitter. Early in the year, he shut Montreal out, allowing only 2 hits. Dead fish just outside, 2-2. Jackie Moore coaching third. Bobby Winkles on the lines at first. Let's have the infield very deep against Galarraga. Now the pitch on the way. Outside is ball 3. And a full count of 3-2. Bobby's had a number of 3-2 counts. But he's been perfect. He has not walked a batter. He has not walked a batter. He has 7 strikeouts. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The 8th strikeout for Bobby Ojeda, and he struck him out on a 3-2 changeup, a dead fish.
He's really had that working for him today for the whole game. That dead fish pitch, screwball effect going down and away from the right-handers has gone just that way.
I think that's 5 starts in a row he's had 8 strikeouts. And he walks less than 2 for 9 innings. He hasn't walked anybody here today. Mike Fitzgerald, the batter. Fitz is 0 for 3, playing right field in this ball game today. Fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes. With a victory, the Mets would be 29 games over 500. They will have won 14 of their last 18 ball games. And a ground ball hammered toward third, booted by Howard Johnson. Fitzgerald is safe at first. That'll be an error charged to Hojo. Ground ball. It just was misplayed off the heel of the glove and arm. So it's an error charge. First one in the game charged to the Mets. And the hitter is Tim Wallach. Third baseman Tim Wallach has had a very difficult day with Bobby Ojeda. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and popped up to the catcher. Now the Mets have the infield at double play depth. Dykstra deep astride to left center. Swung on and a fly ball hit to right. Back goes Mookie. Under it. Makes the catch. 2 men down. Wallach hit that one hard to right field. Mookie got there in a hurry. Now 2 men down in the last of the 9th inning. The Pirates lost. The Mets with a victory will have a 10-game lead. A magic number of 12. The hitter is Luis Rivera, the shortstop. Switch hitter, batting right-handed, hitting at 235. Howard Johnson, even with the bag, wide of the line at third. Hernandez playing right behind the runner at first base. Now Ojeda is set, the pitch on the way, and a ground ball with a high hop to third. Ojo throws to second, and a shutout for Bobby Ojeda. Number 5 shutouts this year for Bobby Ojeda. Back-to-back shutouts. Mets have done that before this year. And the 22nd shutout of the year for the pitching staff. And a 5-2 road trip. In the 9th inning, no runs, no hits, an error, and a man left on. Back with a happy recap in just a moment. The final, New York 3 and Montreal nothing.
WFAN.
New York. This copyrighted recording is licensed by Major League Baseball. Any reproduction or other commercial use of this recording in whole or in part is prohibited.
Wits. For the remainder of the season, who takes over as interim Met skipper? Stay tuned.
I just go fishing. And then, after a few days of fishing, I just continue fishing. Then after a few more days, I just keep on fishing.
Twice a week, someone could win millions of dollars. Think what you would do if you won. New York Lotto. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Coach Salty Parker finished the 67 season as the team's interim skipper. His 11 games is the least managed by any Met. I'm Steve Albert, and this amazing minute was sponsored by New York's Daily Number.
Listen to Bill Nazier weekdays for the Amazing Minute Lottery giveaway.
I'm at the stadium with a man who's baked himself into a giant spice cake this season.